Hello, everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a wonderful evening. As you can see, Queen Booger is taking her nap on the bed behind me. She'll be up later. She's usually up about midnight, 3 a.m., and she keeps me awake all night, but that's just cat life. Anybody who's ever owned a cat, you know what I'm talking about. You go to bed, they want to wake up and then they keep you up all night, and that's just the way it is. So, speaking of the way it is, let's talk about the way it is with Chantal. What did she do today? Well, a little bit of everything, but a little bit of nothing all at the same time. She just finished up another mukbang. It's as exciting as you would hope it to be. But she also did a live where she didn't do a full on meltdown rage. No, we're not that lucky. She was annoyed, complaining, grumpy, talking about how if she gets yeeted off of YouTube, that she'll go out and get a regular job. Ha ha. Sure, sure, you'll go out and get a job, Foodie. Sure. Complaining about the reactors, uh, still claiming that we all live off of her and we can't do without her, blah, 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 blah. So I want to go over the live with y'all and as well as go over the stuff that's on Twitter. I've been collecting all kinds of interesting stuff on Twitter. So how about we get into the Twitter stuff first? So you guys know what time it is. It's time for the Twitter peeps. Yep, that's right. It's time for the Twitter peeps. It's time for all the peeps going on Twitter, all the wonderful people on Twitter posting their tidbits, their news, their info that we all might need to know, or maybe posting some stuff that will make us happy and make you guys smile. I think there's going to be some stuff in this React that will definitely make you smile if you love cats, dogs, animals, just stuff that'll make you giggle and give you a warm, fluffy feeling inside. All right, so let me just go ahead and pull up Twitter. All right. Man, when I need hold on a second. I want to make sure that it's all pulled up. No, I'm not because I wasn't paying attention. That's okay. Now I am. Okay, so for those of you that are on Twitter, if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. So let's start here with a post courtesy of Truth Seekers. Truth Seekers says that's the first thing she thought about was free food, not thinking about how she's going to live or pay her bills. So this is courtesy of Tofu, and Chantal is using some naughty language. Yes, she is. She's using some curse words that YouTube monetization doesn't like. But in the clip, she says that if she gets yeeted off of YouTube, that she will go out and get a job at a fast food restaurant and in the process get free food. Now, I've never worked in a fast food restaurant, but I have worked in a steakhouse. This was many years ago. And Chantal, I can confirm that if you work at a place that serves food, just because they serve food doesn't mean they're going to give you food for free. Okay? They're not going to give you food for free. And by the way, madam, by the way, let's just say on a whim that you did get yeeted off of YouTube and you managed to find a job at a fast food restaurant. Guess what? You're going to be starting at minimum wage. That's not a lot of money. That is not enough to live on. And you don't have a partner. You don't have anybody around that could function as a roommate. So good luck finding a place where you can live on minimum wage and you're going to be worked to death. And you're going to have to deal sometimes with customers that are not nice. And you're going to be on your feet all day because that's just the food industry. There's no laying about in the food industry. You are on your feet. On your feet. Walk, 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 walk. Girl, if you manage to get a job at a fast food restaurant, you won't need the treadmill. You'll be on your feet so much. You'll have to buy a new pair of shoes once a month because you'll wear out those pairs of shoes with all that walking. I know when I worked at the steakhouse, I would have to buy shoes once a month because the soles would get so worn out they get holes in them. That's because it was all the walking. But here she is talking about, I'm going to get free food. No, you ain't. No, you're not. No, you won't. I can confirm that because I used to work in the food industry. They will not give you free food because if they did, they wouldn't make any money, especially with the amount that you eat. Okay, I would show that clip, but she's saying naughty curse words. We'll come back to that later. All right, your mom's emotional support carrot says, Chantal, indeed, it is illegal to film in Kuwait without a permit. The other vloggers you see follow the rule of law and file for their permits. I hope your defiant butt has your phone taken away. They will not give it back and you will be penalized. You know, guys, this is what I'm hoping for. That she gets in front of somebody and they tell her, absolutely, under no circumstances is she allowed to film in Kuwait. Because if that happens, she will be coming back to Canada. She'll have to. YouTube is how she makes money. And how she makes money is by doing lives and doing videos. So if whatever place she's at says, you can't film here anymore, we don't care what it is, no filming, you're on a tourist visa, you should not be working and making money here, she will come home. She will absolutely come home. If they don't deport her first, if they say to her, you can stay, but you can't film, what choice will she have but to come home? I really do hope that happens because she's been nothing but disrespectful, reckless, thoughtless, careless, breaking all the rules and regulations, being very disrespectful to the Muslim people and the Muslim faith. This just needs to stop. It needs to stop. And emotional support carrot is not wrong. The people that have gone to Kuwait in order to film there legally, they had to file for the proper permits and they had to ask permission. Chantal, we know her. She's never asked for permission with anybody that she's put on her lives or on her videos, and she certainly hasn't filed for permits. So she's doing things illegally over there, or as she would call it, the Wasta way. All right, so Raised Dactylion Trauma Potato says, Cutie reading her chat over her coffee cup while the car is moving. Thanks for the screenshot, Yaba. Chef's kiss. Yeah, this is courtesy of the YouTube Underground, Yaba. So there's Chantal. There's a screenshot of the live where she was driving about and she had the live stream active. And it wasn't as if she was driving and keeping her eyes on the road and keeping her hands on the steering wheel. She had her hands off the steering wheel. Look, she's drinking her coffee, keeps looking at the chat. This is dangerous, reckless driving. She shouldn't be driving anyway because of her bad vision, because of her inability to turn her head, because she might have a medical event while she's driving. This is dangerous. And Chantal, if I were you, I would be asking a serious question. I'd be thinking about something very seriously. You know, I've been watching your boy, Salah, for the last, 4 or 5 months. And I'm getting the feeling he is so tired of you that he is almost setting you up for something horrible to happen. Like taking you to places far away from the city, knowing that any minute, if there's a medical emergency, he can't help you, taking you out to the desert, taking you out camping. What if something medical had happened at the campsite? You would have been a goner because the hospital's not nearby. You know, that when you were going down to the pool, he wasn't exactly running to help you. And then he gives you the keys and says, go ahead, Chantal, go drive. Go take a drive, knowing how sick you are, knowing about your lack of mobility, knowing about your vision problems. It almost feels like he's waiting for something bad to happen so he can be free of you. And this is where he's a jerk, because him giving you the keys, if something does happen, it could be more than just you hurt. There could be innocent people affected or lives over just because you wanted a sandwich. You wanted a cup of coffee. You wanted a donut. You might be affecting one person or several people. It all depends on the size of the tragedy. And if something happens, Chantal, to other people, there's no way you're going to be able to lie or BS or hee your way out of it. You need to stay off the road. You're giving Salah a certain salary. Make him go run around and get your stuff. Make him earn his pay. It's a lot safer for you and everybody else for you to be off the road and let him drive versus you drive. Don't do this again. You are breaking laws all over the place. All over the place. But every time you go out, you risk hurting yourself and you risk hurting other people. Do not do this anymore. And not because I told you not to. Just take this advice for the sake of keeping yourself safe and other people safe too. If you don't care about yourself, fine. Care about others for once. Tofu says, I don't care if you deport me, deport me. That's how I know it's a fake marriage. Anyone else would be absolutely devastated being torn away from their spouse. Like, you're right, Tofu. She's supposed to love Salah? I love him so much. Handsomest man. But how can you say you love your husband when you're in Kuwait breaking laws, which could get you in trouble, which could land you in jail, which might land him in jail? And you're saying, if you want to deport me, deport me. You're not thinking about your husband. You're not thinking about spending time with your husband or what's going to happen if I'm told to leave Kuwait and not come back. That would mean the marriage is over. Are you not thinking about that? If you cared, then you would show more emotional response to that. A chick and a duck says, even if Chantal had the physical ability to work at a fast food place, she couldn't do that in Kuwait. Working on a tourist visa is 100% illegal and she'd get deported. If she can't do YouTube, she's screwed and she knows it. True. She has put herself in such a corner with YouTube by doing the kind of content that she does, by catering to the niche audience that she does, giving up 100% of her health for a series of paychecks. She has put herself in one tight corner where if YouTube is over tomorrow, she would know what to do. She would have no options. And remember what I said before about Chantal talking in a backwards kind of way? Whatever she says, reverse it. And that's probably the truth. So when Chantal comes at us and says that we depend on her, no, you depend on us. You come at us and say, oh, like if I were gone, then all the channels would shut down. No, ma'am. No. If we all turned away from you, you'd be screwed. You're barely hanging on to relevancy. And even the most talented, wonderful, creative, funny reaction channels, there's only so much magic that we can do with your boring nonsense. You hear me? We do our best. We do our absolute best to make you entertaining, and you ungrateful brat. You're not thankful. You're not thankful at all. How do you repay the thanks to all the people that make you entertaining? You use Nader El Shami to strike their channels because you're not doing it yourself. You're a coward. Use other people to do your dirty work. This is how you repay everybody's thanks. You're literally biting the hand that feeds you. Don't get it twisted, Chantal. We can easily do without you. A lot of us, we have jobs off of YouTube. YouTube is just a fun kind of thing. You know, for you, it's your entire life. You try going on other platforms, and every single one of them, you failed. You always crawl back to YouTube because you knew this is the only place where you have any kind of notoriety. And you didn't want to start over on Twitch, on Patreon, on OnlyHands. You want to stay right on YouTube. Well, you managed to screw that up too. So don't get mad at the reactors. Don't get mad at the archive channels. Don't get mad at the clip channels. We've always been here. We're doing things exactly the way we've always done them. The only thing that's changed is you. And it has to do with your addictions. Your addictions have grown a lot over the years. The way you're allocating your money, the way your money is going into several different directions. You're just taking on too much and you insist on holding on to everything when you should just let it go. That's the only difference. You being more foolish with your money and you not making as much money. So you'd rather point your finger at the reactors and say, it's their fault, it's their fault, it's their fault, when it's not our fault. You're just a fool. You get your money and you spend it as soon as you make it. But we haven't changed. You've changed. And until you change the right way, you're going to keep suffering. All right. Lizzie says, Foodie Beauty, we are not Googling and reading random Reddits. We are literally using Kuwait's newspaper as a source. Unless you have a visitor's driving permit, you cannot have a legitimate driver's license in Kuwait. Mo translates. Hey, Mo says, from the live stream titled, This is Too Funny, she is not in a good mood. She's never in a good mood anymore. When is Foodie in a good mood? Can anybody tell me, when is Chantal in a good mood? She's never in a good mood. She's always in a grumpy, frumpy, salty, bitter, mean, nasty, rah, 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 rah kind of mood. And you would think that she would be in a much calmer mood because she's smoking the shisha, but she's just mean. Rah, 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 rah. Yeah, that was Foodie, just growling, snapping at everybody. MC says, shove those diabetic hooves into some non-slips and get to work then. Shift starts at 8 a.m. and I'm pretty sure they don't have park benches near the deep fryer. Yeah, accurate. You work the food service, you got to be there early for your shift. Depending on when your shift is, you got to do opening or closing. God help you if you got to do closing on a restaurant, because that means you got to break stuff down. You got to clean stuff up. I mean, just because the restaurant might close at, say, let's just say 10 o'clock, right? It takes another hour or 2 hours to break everything down. And God help you if there's some last minute customers, that will just delay the closing by that much more. You know, so good luck getting a fast food restaurant job. Another thing that's important for food service is you got to be quick. You don't have to be quick in the beginning, but they expect you to be quick as you go, to keep improving. She's not quick. She would be that person that would be a nightmare. She'd be that nightmare employee that she wouldn't be doing her own work. She would be having other people do work for her or begging and whining. Oh, my back, my leg. I can't feel my leg. I need medical attention. She would just be winging it every single shift. And other people around her would have to work 10 times as hard to make up for what she's not doing. Nothing But Love Says just a reminder that these companies thought Chantal was vile enough to pull their ads from her channel. We tagged them with clips from her channel. She is not a good person. I will never understand the people who support this evil entity. Kristen, this was back in 2022, says in the past several weeks, 17 companies have removed their ads from Foodie Beauty's channel after seeing clips of her videos. Yeah, I remember that happening. Like, there's all kinds of ways to punish Foodie. Okay, Mo translates, says Chantal ends up back in the car by herself to have her coffee. Still no friend in sight. Girl also brought her own cookies from home to have with her coffee. Salah says he is at work and he has a driver at his company. Okay, I had a thought and I'd like to share it with all of you. One moment, let me just drink my coffee. Here's my thought. So, there was an incident of Chantal going to the cafe and she was trying to pay for a coffee at the cafe and she muted the stream, but apparently there was a problem with her credit card or a debit card. I'm not quite sure which one she had, but she tried to pay with a card and there wasn't enough on the card. And you saw her mouth the words, "I'll just pay cash." So, seeing this tweet from Mo Translates, I have to wonder, it just seems odd that Chantal would bring her own cookies. Why would Chantal bring her own cookies from home when she could have left those cookies at home to have later? It kind of feels like she knew that she was really, really low on money. Really low. Like she knew she didn't have a lot on her card. And that's why she brought the cookies. Because maybe she knew she didn't have enough to buy cookies or buy dessert at the cafe. Because I don't think I've ever known Chantal to bring cookies from home if she's going out. That just seems odd. Chantal, you do realize there's a thing called online banking. You can always check your balance before you go out, right? Do you know this? You should know this. But it just feels to me like you knew maybe you were down to your last $5 in your bank account. And you thought that would be just enough to get a cup of coffee and something happened. And maybe you were wrong. Maybe you're off by a few bucks. But it just seems weird that if you put the two and two together, bringing the cookies from home, and then her looking nervous about paying for a coffee, it just feels like she knew she didn't have much money on the card. And so by bringing the cookies, she was preparing. Because, I mean, I've been watching Chantal for years. I have never known her to go out and bring her own snacks. That's a first. All right. So, Truth Seeker says, didn't she try this before when she was terminated the first time? She begged YouTube on Twitter. She just wanted the bees. There's no way she would hold down a normal job in her state right now. She'll be back crying again, wanting the bees. Yeah, I remember when that happened. They took her channel away and she was crying to everybody, begging to everybody, please help, please help, please help, please help, please help. Begging YouTube, I'm sorry, I'll be a good girl, and begging the Beezers, if you guys, if I get my channel back, I'll give you great content, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? The Beezers did not get great content. And the moment she got her channel back, it just made her feel invincible and untouchable. And she was 10 times worse. 10 times worse. And the fact that they gave back her channel is unheard of. I don't know why YouTube gave her channel back, but they shouldn't have done it. They should not have done that, in my opinion. Fondue Pondu says Foodie Beauty Vandalay Fragrances busy mixing batches of bathtub perfume at 9:30 at night. Let's look at the screenshots. Okay. What do we got here? All right. So I guess we're looking at Salah's messages. Here he is. He says, I will be home after half an hour, babe. Then he also says, I guess Lizzie was saying, where is Salah? Salah says, Lizzie, at my business location. So you're a professional businessman, Salah. Yet, as a professional businessman, at the same time you're conducting business, you are still working, you're still on the clock. You are taking time away from your job, from your professional job, to mod in Chantal's chat. Am I hearing that right? And also, this just comes to mind. If you are the boss, if you're definitely the boss, wouldn't you have other people do things for you? Like, if you're the boss of a perfume company, wouldn't you have other people bottling up the perfume, putting it in boxes, taking care of the orders? I mean, because if you're the boss, you're the boss. Your job is to make sure everything runs smoothly, but you have other people that work for you that are your employees. So if he's the boss, why is he acting like an employee? And what perfume company is open at 9:30 at night? That even doesn't even make any sense. Now, if he said he worked in the food industry, that would make sense. That would track. Because as I mentioned, if you're working somewhere food related at night, it's very easy to stay at a restaurant, a bar, a bakery, what have you, till late hours because there's opening and then there's closing. You got to break everything down. You got to clean everything up. You got to cash out the registers, blah, blah, blah. So, but perfume. What? Perfume? 9:30 at night? It's not that much in demand. Okay. Okay, so these are the results for current time in Kuwait. Yeah, 9:17 p.m. So Salah, I got a question for you, bro. This business location. Was this at the corner of Sharmuda Lane and Red Room Avenue? I'm just asking questions. Is that where the business is located? Is that somewhere you got to take the long road to get there? Like, I'm just wondering. I'm just curious. Let me know. All right. Unbalanced Aquarius says, take action immediately. She is going to hurt someone. Fondue Pondu says, at Team YouTube, AdSense, Kuwait, YouTuber Foodie Beauty on YouTube live today in Mangaf. Driving while looking, reading live chat, takes both hands off the steering wheel while driving. Yeah, she did that. She did that. Watch. Let's watch. Again. Oh, come on, YouTube.
Okay, let me see.
Oh, and she also ran something over. I saw clips of that on Twitter as well. Like that little face she makes, like, that means she really screwed up. When she makes that strange smile face, like, that means she did a no-no. Like she ran over something, she did something she wasn't supposed to do. She always tells on herself. But let's watch.
Okay, let me see. Yo mama driving, F the haters. Yeah. Thank you, yo mama.
Speaking of yo mama, since we're here, since you brought up his name, Chantal, I know that he's cool with you. Obviously, he's cool with you. He came into my chat last night. I don't know why. I don't know what the purpose is. I know he's not into tarot and he's not into tarot readings. So yo mama had no business being in my chat. I know that he was trying to do in my chat what he normally does in yours, and he was trying to get things started. He was trying to instigate. But since you guys are cool, since you guys are kind of on a friendly terms kind of level with each other, tell him to stay the F out of my chat, or he's going to get booted again. Because I do my tarot lives, and I'm just there to be cool and talk to people. All right. If you're sending people out to instigate trouble, get things started, then there's nothing to find over here. There's nothing. There's nothing. I know about the game behind the game. Okay. I know about the game behind the game. I know about it. I know that there are people that join up on channels and they join up not because they're interested in the content or the content creator. You know, they're just there lurking about, checking things out, reporting back to other people. I know all about that crap. It's been going on for a long time. You know, informers that are on each and every channel, instigators on each and every channel. I know about that. And Yo Mama, he likes to get things started. And I know that you come over to my channel sometimes and you lurk and you watch some of the things you say. I know you've been here, but tell your dude to stay over there. You can stay over there too, both of you. All right, because if you both send people over here to mess with me, you're not going to get what you want. I guarantee you, you won't. I'm not throwing down a challenge. I'm just saying, don't waste your time. Although I do like playing with the trolls. It's fun. It's a challenge. I love it. But it's annoying too. It's like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. Leave me alone. All right. Let's keep going with what she's doing.
Yeah, I heard.
I'm sorry, guys. I just had to go off about that. That was just like, what is he doing here in my chat? Why is Yo Mama here? I don't understand. What? He's never been here before. Why is even my chat like this? He was just trying to get stuff started.
I heard on your stream because yes. Okay, let me see. Yo Mama driving, F the haters. Yeah.
So anybody that was part of that live chat, like, did anybody there ever stop and think, you know, it's dark. She's got bad vision. She can barely turn her head. She might have a medical event at the wheel. This is dangerous. She's got a live stream and she's not paying attention to the road. This is, did anybody over there stop and consider how dangerous that is? That was on top of being illegal. Does anybody on her side of the fence give a crap about human life? Because it feels like no. The answer is no.
Thank you, Yo Mama. If you don't know something, so yeah. Stupid.
So let me get this straight, Chantal. I'm just, help me. Are we haters for pointing out to you that you're breaking the law? Are we haters for pointing out that you're driving recklessly, that you could hurt yourself or hurt somebody else? Because all it takes is just split second where you take your eyes off the road or you take your hands off the steering wheel, which you did. Look. What is that? What's this? Where's her hand? Look, hands off the wheel, eyes closed. Excuse me? That's safe? We're haters because we're pointing out to you that what you're doing is dangerous, that you should not be driving at all, period. We're haters for saying that, for pointing that out to you, for pointing out that you're breaking the law over in Kuwait and you shouldn't be doing that. And then you're going to get mad at us because you choose to be a reckless rule breaker. Fine, hate us then. You hate us because we're right. You hate us because we're pointing out the truth of things, and you don't like the truth because you're such a lying liar who lies.
You're lying. I am. Okay. Prove it. Prove I'm lying. The burden's on you because you're the one accusing me of lying.
Put your hand on the steering wheel, Foodie. Look where her eyes are. She's looking at the chat. She's not looking out the window where she needs to. She's too busy posing for the camera like, do I look cute in the camera view? Am I cute in the dark? Nobody cares. Keep your eyes on the road.
If you don't know something, so yeah, exactly. F the hate.
You know, every time she gets on the road, it scares me. I'm scared about her hurting other people. God forbid that she gets into an accident and people get seriously hurt. All because she's an idiot. All because she's looking for attention and she can't get her face out of the camera for 5 minutes. All right. Palette cleanser time. Palette cleanser. Courtesy of Dar. Now, you guys know I love cats, but dogs are pretty cool too. Look at these dogs enjoying the snow. Some dogs absolutely love the snow. They're like, yeah, winter. Love it. Winter is coming and I'm here for it. Like this husky's like, I don't want to go in. I want to stay outside. Yeah. And then there's dogs that hate the snow. Like, look. Some dogs are like, why did you bring me here for? It's cold. Dogs are freaking out like it's cold, Mom. It's cold. I don't like it. I don't understand it. I'm coming back inside. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah. That's good for a laugh. Okay, now you guys have seen dogs. How about cows? Because cows are essentially dogs that give us milk. They act like dogs. A lot of them act like dogs. It is a big overgrown dogs that eat hay. Cows aren't stupid. They're pretty doggone cool. A chicken and duck says Foodie's card getting declined for a cup of coffee was creme de la creme. Yes, it was. Okay, here was a moment from one of her mukbangs, courtesy of Sherry's, saying, okay, but why is no one talking about the bug that fell in Foodie Beauty's eggplant casserole at 1 minute, 10 seconds? And I see where the bug is, too. It's right there. It's a fly. Look, fly's right there. Let me blow it up so you guys can see it.
So yeah, it's just like a lasagna basically. He's in between with some Parmesan as well. So yeah, it's just like a lasagna.
Freeze frame. There's a fly right there. My pointer's right on it. There it is. She could have edited that out too. She could have watched it back and edited that part out. Ugh, and she didn't. Foop Olympic says Amber just showed up in Chantal's chat and people are yelling at her to get the F out and go find Rarity. Rarity is her cat. So Chucky says, sorry, why is ALL Amberlyn Reed here? Renifer says, Amber, go find Rarity. Apple 8 says she wants attention. So the Beezers were giving her the business, and I'm here for it. Finally, the Beezers did something right. Make her feel like crap. Or I lost my cat. I'm so torn up. Yet I'm going to get on YouTube and get in somebody else's chat versus look for her. Board PM says not only is it illegal in Kuwait, it is also against YouTube terms of service. So what would the category be for what Chantal did with the driving? Issue, harmful, dangerous acts, other dangerous acts. And they give a timestamp. Driving while live streaming is illegal in Kuwait and against terms of service. This behavior continues throughout the remainder of the stream. Yeah, YouTube, your move. What's she going to do? What are you going to do? Food Olympic says Chantel can't even walk on the treadmill for 10 minutes without collapsing a lung, but she thinks she can be on her feet all day working fast food. Shut up, dummy. Yeah, agreed. I can't see. She wouldn't last an hour. She wouldn't even last half an hour. Promise you that. And I worked in a restaurant, so I would know. She wouldn't. She couldn't. It was a lot for me. It'd be even twice as bad for her. Okay, this will give you the warm fuzz. BNS, puppy falls asleep in news anchor's arms during broadcast and gets adopted in no time. Aw, the guy looks like I'm melting. My heart is melting. This puppy is just falling asleep. I hope that the man adopted the puppy. He should. He's been chosen. Don't fight it, dude. Just take the puppy home. He belongs to you now. If he loves you so much and he felt so comfortable he fell asleep in your arms, you've been chosen. Just consider it an honor. Take him home. Put him in a nice warm bed. Give him some food. Just do the right thing. Do the right thing by the boy. Believe me, you won't feel sorry. Oh, look at the baby. It's like booger. All right, what else we got here? Nature is amazing. Y'all look at this. Had no idea snapping turtles brumated like this. So don't worry, y'all. The turtles are not dead. They're basically in hibernation. They go into a hibernative state, so they're not dead. They're just kind of like sleeping, taking in low oxygen, but they're very much alive during the winter. They're okay, but that's pretty cool. All right, so is this all? Okay, so I'm bringing up this part again. I put it in a react before, but this ties into what I was talking about earlier with the cookies. So before the guy comes back, the server comes back to let her know that her card had been declined, she looked nervous, like almost like she knew that she didn't have much money on her card and maybe she was concerned that the transaction would not go through. Like, I think she knew, and that's why she brought the cookies. So, like, she muted the stream and she goes, I'll just pay cash. Where did all your money go, Chantal? Where did it go? Like, why are you so broke? Why are you so broke? What happened? I think that's it. I think we're all caught up. Okay, we're just going to cut it off here and go on to her live stream. I don't know how much of it I'm going to cover. I will pre-warn you guys. She's smoking that doggone shisha. You know how much I hate that thing. I hate that bubbling, farting sound. So sorry about that, guys. Really sorry. I'm just going to cover some parts of it. And when my ears can't take the sound of that stupid thing anymore, I'll just 86 the rest, okay? We're going to cover some of her grumbling and then call it a night. So let's move on. Let's move on. Okay, there she is. So we're starting at like 14 minutes in. Don't worry, we haven't missed anything. All she did was put on her red lipstick, I guess to signal the reactors that she's going to rage because that's her signal now while she's in Kuwait. I guess to try to get people to tune into her. So let's see what she has to say.
The membership. No, I didn't see a bug falling into the lasagna at all. And if it did, Buster, Ron is like, I think married, at least in a relationship.
And I'm going to bring this up again, Chantal, because I know it irritates you that people when they notice things. I have noticed, and this has been going on for quite a while, that because you have open chat, a lot of people will come in and just basically hang around and wait to get a free membership, but they really don't want to pay for a membership. They're like, I'll take the membership if I can get it for free, but I'm not going to pay for it. So they wait for whoever to buy memberships and they hope they get one. It's like a online version of membership fishing. You know, they all go to the watering hole and they wait by the water to get a membership that comes flying by. But notice, Chantal, that people really aren't motivated to get memberships all over the place. They're just waiting around for generous people to buy the memberships for them.
Yeah. Ron, thank you, Ron.
Hi, Sofa King, you jerk.
Thanks for growing the Beezer army. Thank you. Yeah. Page 5. Yes, exactly. That's true. So I don't think you would be interested. Not every person who's nice to me has to, be that way. Thank you very much. Ron is just a sweetheart.
Really? Really now? You know what I think, Chantal? Like, since the time that I've been reacting to you, like, you've got a lot of patterns. Do you realize that you're very predictable? And because you're predictable, you have patterns with a lot of different things. And if somebody watches you long enough, they listen to you long enough, they pick up on the patterns. And when it comes to your patterns regarding men, it's either A, the man in question that you're looking at is your physical aesthetic, and you are infatuated with the way they look, and that's why you're giving them attention, or it's someone with a lot of money that is giving you money. Maybe they don't fit your physical aesthetic and like what appeals to you and turns you on, but they got money. And usually the people that have money are feedies. So I'm wondering, Life by Ron, are you a feedie? I think you're a feedie. I think, Life by Ron, you're Sofa King. You're one of the unholy trinity. Like you were part of that, like the hyena pack, along with Plain Cheeseburger and Ashley Lamborghini. But I think you're a feedie. And that's why you're all about, let me buy her a whole bunch of memberships. And that's why you're spending all kinds of money on Chantal and all these doggone memberships, making your queen happy.
I dished you for the shisha? What do you mean how Bear is? I think she's okay. Why? What happened? Set 7? I thought it only went up to 5, the earthquakes. Ron, swing it every way, just for anyone's FYI. You don't have to. Oh, MK, I saw your comment. It held for review. I approved it. The Syrian, yeah, it's kibbe, right? You were saying kibbe? I love kibbe. I didn't have the ingredients, I don't think. Doesn't you need pine nuts or something? Salah loves kibbe. He would have loved that, yeah. I probably would just buy the frozen. I said live with. Oh, okay. Used to be in your chat during the pandemic.
Okay, I want to point something out. So Foodie is talking about whatever stuff, right? Okay, look in her chat right here. I got timestamps and stuff right here. I love that, the fact that you can do timestamps. At 15:58, one of her own mods, Carolina with the wrench, says at Teardrop, especially an imbecile like Yaba. So her own mods getting Chantal all fired up talking about Yaba. Chantal's not even talking about Yaba yet, but they're making sure to mention Yaba's name, knowing that's going to get Chantal upset. Why do that to Chantal? Like, you want her? You know what? There are people in her own chat. You can't even convince me the fact that they don't like the drama. They do. They will purposely say and do things around Chantal to get her to rage. They will lie to her face just to get her riled all the way up. Oh, this reaction channel said this, and this reaction channel said that. And half the time it's lies. They're lying to her. But Chantal's so caught up in the moment, she believes that every word her beezers tell her is true, when more than half the time it's a lie. It's a lie they're telling her to get her mad and get her raging, because that's their entertainment too. Some of them are bored with her eating and just being like incoherent. They want to get her all kinds of fired up.
Painful. Okay, well, all of my viewers in California, I'm going to worry about you guys. I hope you'll be okay. I really do. I'll pray for you.
You know what, Chantal? I would give you more credit if you just came online and you were honest. Just be honest with the people. Just say to everybody, look, I don't care what's going on in any other country or with any other person. It doesn't concern me because it's not about me. You are a classic narcissist. You care for no one and nothing but yourself. Heck, you don't even care for yourself. That's the interesting thing. You don't care about yourself. You don't take care of you. You don't care about your cats. You don't care about Salah. You don't care about yourself. You care about nothing. You have no sense of empathy or sympathy or decency. No remorse, no regret. I mean, like, you're just empty inside. But I would give you more credit for being straight up honest and saying, oh, there's stuff going on in California. I don't care. Because that is the real you. You don't care. But you're so lacking in care. You have to put on an act of caring, because that's all you can offer up is an act. And it's not even a convincing act. You're like, oh, I'm so concerned for the people in California. I'll pray for you. No, you won't. No, you won't. Just keep it real. Be honest. Try being honest. You might like it.
Who's that, Carolina? Oh, they all have crap for brains. Hi, Pink Stars. It's getting cold in Quebec. Really? You guys find this time of year cozy?
Okay. Word of warning to anybody watching this react. She's about to pick up that doggone shisha. So I apologize if that bubbling, farting sound gets on your nerves. I hate it. I hate every time she picks that doggone thing up. But I thought I'd pre-warn you, for anybody out there that you have earbuds in or headphones. I'm just letting you know in case you might want to take them out so that you won't get that sound in your ear.
Mashy? You're from California. Stay safe. Eggplant with kibbeh. Oh, I gotta try that. It's so good, eh, Heidi? It's so good. I used to get it at Adonis, and it was like, oh my gosh, it was good. I don't live near. Actually, I do now. I live near water. And for you guys, I'm scared, you know? Hi, Becca. Wet and windy in the in the UK. UK weather is close to like Seattle weather, from what I hear, right?
What?
Don't even know what the sun feels like raining in Britain. You know what? I would probably honestly love that weather. I get tired of it being too sunny and happy outside, you know? I can't stand lipstick. It'll be a muted rage. Yeah, I saw that page 5. I was watching the news about the CEO who got deleted. And while I'll never like
Chat right now. Like there's a lot of gray names, and there's nothing wrong if you don't want to pay a membership. But look, you got this person, Sloppy Toppy Princess says, me need membership. So again, there's lots of people floating around in her chat. They're not going to pay for a membership. They won't turn down a free membership if somebody buys it for them, but they'll never buy it themselves. It's like they're not committed enough to Chantal, like, to buy a membership. And this is her fault. Like she's not putting any thought into her channel. She doesn't put any pride into herself nor her channel. You know, she's not willing to just give it a go. You know, like put out the vibe of I care. I care about my channel. I care about myself. I care about my Beezers. People are picking up that I don't care attitude, and they're responding by they don't care either. They're like, I'll hang out and I'll talk to her, but I don't. Why buy a membership? I don't blame them. Why are they going to spend their $5? Why? It doesn't make any sense. If she's not doing members only content, and if she's not trying, and there's this I give up defeatist attitude, why should other people spend their hard-earned money? It makes no sense.
deleted, but I was like the comments like at first, Ron, thank you, Ron.
And I think that Ron, Sofa King, he just feels sorry for Chantal. He's like, oh, like nobody's buying memberships, and it is making her feel like crap. So I'll just gift a whole bunch of memberships so that makes her happy. She sees some names in green versus all the names in gray. Like he's just trying to compensate for her stupidity and her lack of motivation and pride in her channel.
Cliff. Mermaid got it. Hey, Mimi.
What is this? Carolina says, honestly, California has perfect weather. What? No. No. I used to live in Long Beach. No, you wouldn't feel that way in like June, July, August. No. Now it's at 102 degrees outside. No. That's not perfect weather.
Scary. Tsunami party. No way. The writing on the bullets. Apparently, it's about a book about healthcare. Now, honestly, I was at first so like I was reading the comments in the videos about it, and empathy, but then I realized people are fed the F up. People are just they can't have empathy for someone like this because
okay, there's a reason why she's telling this story. I was watching this earlier and I'm like, why is she telling this story? You'll see in a second. She's tying it to her. She's telling somebody else's story, but she's going to, like tie it back to her, like, oh, and that's what me and this person have in common. Like how it relates to me, like it all leads back to her. even though it's somebody else's story. Like it, but I can relate because I couldn't do the same thing. I mean, she does that. You'll see.
Like, you know, this person was probably personally affected. Like, imagine you need a life-saving surgery, and now I hear they're charging, private healthcare is charging, they won't even pay for the whole anesthesia during an operation or something.
Ma'am, shh. Be quiet. You are so guilty. When you were back in Canada, you abused the healthcare system. You literally used the ER as content. Whenever you got in trouble for something you'd said or something you did, you would do an ERBs as a deflection. You would take up the resources and the time of medical facilities and professionals, so because people were mad at you for something that you did. You wanted people to feel sorry for you. And even after you went to Kuwait, you weren't done abusing the healthcare system in Canada. Because every time you went home, guaranteed like clockwork, you would go straight to a Chinese buffet. You would go wild. And I've got a theory about that. And I could be wrong, and it's okay if I'm wrong. This is just a theory. Chantal has said she doesn't like waiting in line, and she doesn't like waiting in the ER, correct? So, theory. Chantal knows that if she goes to a Chinese buffet, which has a lot of sugar, salt, that she can go to a buffet, and by the time she hits the ER, her numbers are spiking. And because they're spiking, she gets put to the front of the line, and she gets seen immediately versus waiting hours like everybody else. So yeah, abusing the healthcare system in Canada and also in Kuwait. Yeah, that's you. That's always been you. Always trying to find a loophole or a way to get what you want and get it in a very shisty kind of way.
Something like this. Oh, Danielle got one. Yeah, MVP Ron. See, higher happens when you have healthcare for profit. You know, like, because yeah, with healthcare, that, you know, yeah, Kit Kat. I don't personally agree with deleting somebody over that, but at the same time, I kind of understand the reactions to it. Like, I'm not saying I agree with it. I understand because, you know, sloppy top. I think people should have the choice. Like, if you're rich, or you have the money, or you have private insurance. Hey, YouTube lover. Yeah, I see you. So I just think that it's, you know.
I'm going to bring up something morbid because it's something that she needs to think about. Chantal, I don't know what's going on with your finances, but understand this. When it comes to your health, you either pay now or you pay later. And if you're over there and you're getting to be so broke, you're so lacking in money that you can't even pay for a doggone coffee at a cafe, and you're bringing cookies because you don't have enough money to buy cookies and a coffee at said cafe. How are you going to have the money on hand if something serious and medical happens to you in Kuwait or even in Canada, no matter where it is? If something serious happens to you of a medical nature, who's going to pay? Who's going to pay for the hospital visit? Who's going to pay for the medical equipment? Who's going to pay for the medicine and the care? Obviously, you don't have anything saved up. Yeah. There's nobody around you that's going to step up and give thousands of dollars on your behalf or provide care for you at home. So you might want to stop all that mukbang nonsense. Because if you put yourself in a position where you're bedbound, ain't nobody going to step forward and say, I'll take care of her for the next 15 years. Nope, ain't going to happen.
No. I was shocked by the reactions, but then again, I'm like, okay, so people are just like fed up. And it's like, that's what happens. Like, if you oppress people with not the rich oppressing the poor all the time, because that's how capital works.
Do you know how sick it's making me to listen to her right now? Her over here like, power to the people, right? At the same time, she makes good money on YouTube. And she is such a wasteful beast. Not too long ago, she confessed that the food that she gets in bulk, food that she's getting from co-ops and food banks, she's deliberately wasting it. Food that should go to people that actually need it. So this wasteful, thoughtless, emotionless, heartless creature who wastes food, doesn't even have the good sense to give it to somebody. Talk about power to the people when she can afford health care. You know, it'd be very easy for her to afford decent health care. All she's got to do is put the fork down, stop ordering so much takeout. How much money is spent on takeout a month, Chantal? And your snacks and your soda and your desserts. I mean, think about it for real. Put the amount together. Go back to your online banking and look at all the transactions that have to do with food and add them all up. You're going to be shocked. You're going to be like, oh my God, I didn't realize I was spending that much on food. That's crazy. Yeah. That after you add all that stuff up, then come back here and have the nerve to complain about like healthcare is too expensive. Shut up.
Capitalism really survives, right? So, yeah. You guys didn't hear about the CEO of the Universal Healthcare Company?
I'm just going to let y'all know right now, the situation that she's talking about, I have no idea what she's saying. Maybe I need to go and do some reading on whatever it is it's wrong. But I'm in the dark on right now what she's talking about.
The CEO of United Healthcare, yeah. I mean, it's still somebody's, father, son. So, I mean, I don't agree with what was done. But looking at the reactions to it, I haven't seen like anybody defending it. Like, it was just like, wow. So much empathy, like online, like we can just wish people dead and.
Ma'am, shut up. Shut up. Where was your humanity when you were talking about FFG's mother? Calling her worm food. Where was your humanity in that moment? There was none. How inhumane do you have to be to make comments like that?
It happens to me all the time.
Oh, what did you say? Let's go back. Let's go back. Here we go. This is the narcissist in her wanting to tie herself to every situation and make it all about her.
Like, if you oppress people with not the rich oppressing the poor all the time, because that's how capitalism really survives, right? So
you.
Yeah.
How are you oppressed? Tell me, ma'am. You've been on YouTube for 8 years, and you talk about timing. You got on YouTube at the right time, and you hopped on the back of the mukbang trend. You played leapfrog with it, but you hopped on the back of that trend at the right time. You hopped on it early, and you rode that wave like a surfboard, just riding the mukbang wave. And you parlayed that into eating videos, which parlayed into attracting the feedies, which parlayed into them contacting you offline and giving you money and paying for requests and buying you clothes and buying you food. Yeah, you went the distance with it. But in every single moment, you did exactly what you wanted to do. You went where you wanted to go. Everything was by your choice. Everything and every single second was your choice. So how were you oppressed at all? If anything, Chantal, in my opinion, you had too much freedom. Too much freedom and not enough structure, not enough inner discipline. And that's why you went off the rails, and that's why you're still off the rail to this day.
You guys didn't hear about the CEO of the Universal Healthcare Company? America do it the best. The CEO of United Healthcare, yeah. I mean, it's still somebody's, father, son. So, I mean, I don't agree with what was done. Looking at the reactions to it, I haven't seen like anybody defending it. That humanity has lost so much empathy, like online, like we can just wish people dead, and it happens to me all the time.
There we go. She just did it. Did you guys catch that? Let's take one shoelace and tie it to another shoelace and make a knot. Oh, this thing happened with this person, so like I can relate. Happens to me all the time. Chantal, as far as human decency, wasn't it recently that you were saying about FFG, I want to hurt her. I want her to hurt. Where was your decency and your humanity when you said that?
The tsunami warning was canceled. Yay! Yeah, that's really good news. And hey, I'm not shitting on America, yo mama.
You better not.
100% I don't. I love Americans. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, you better love America, because YouTube is an American company. So as much as you like to talk crap about the Western world, Chantal, if it weren't for a company in the Western world, you wouldn't have a job and you wouldn't be making money. So you're welcome.
About it, okay? I'm just saying. While I don't agree with the actions of the deleter, I think it speaks to a lot of issues that, I guess, or get screwed over by insurance companies, and
Why is she talking about this? What? I'm just curious. How do we get here? Why is she bringing this up? Is it because it's a hot topic? Is it trending? Is that why she cares? Since when does she care about healthcare and health insurance? Since when does she care about these things?
A family member he had to watch, pass away because they couldn't afford it. I don't know. Yeah, teardrop. Yeah, you're an example, right? Like, like contempt or certain nation. Like,
I'm trying to follow her, but I'm not. Have you ever listened to somebody talk and they're talking, but in your head you're thinking, is there a point to this? Where are they going with this conversation? Is there a point to be made here? Because I'm looking for it, and I feel like I'm searching through hay looking for a needle. I'm looking for it. I know it's in there somewhere, but it's all buried. And so I'm sifting through the hay going, is it here? Are we going to finally get to it before I get too bored and I move on? That's how I feel with Chantal.
every country has its pros and cons. No country is perfect. Like, there's just no such thing, you know?
And in enters Amberlyn Reed. Amber, go look for your cat.
Yeah. Amberlyn, is that you for real?
I'm laughing because of the immediate response from the Beezers. Oh, they're giving her no peace. Apple 8 says, Amber, get out of here. You know, I'm on the side of the Beezers this time. Just for this. Give it to her, Beezers.
No way. Hi.
Okay. So it's like throwing tomatoes.
I hope you're doing well. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Y'all, look here. Look at this message. Look. Harry Goiter says, hey, Foodie. Interesting. Very interesting. Somebody comes in and says, hey, Foodie. Huh. Interesting.
I'm good. Just ignore the haters. Guys, be nice.
Apple 8 says, are you looking for your cat? ALR Rarity isn't here.
Oh,
No,
wow.
she isn't.
Be nice to people.
She's not going through a hard time. If Amberlyn Reed was going through a hard time, she wouldn't be in somebody else's chat room thirsty for attention and fishing for compliments. She would be like in her head trying to sort out her stuff.
No. Yeah, he's home. Hey, Love Bomber. Because being live, like, when I talk about certain things, Amber,
Yeah, but you smoke too much. You wonder why your throat gets sore. You wonder why you get the headaches and all that, because shisha is very powerful. And you're supposed to do it in a much more relaxed way. And you keep puffing like every minute and a half, 2 minutes. And it's like, shisha smoke is much more concentrated than a cigarette. It's much more powerful. You don't need that much.
have you ever tried shisha? Hi, Princess. Hi.
Like if you're looking for that nicotine high, that mellow feeling, like with a shisha, I'm sure it's immediate.
For us to collab one day. Yeah, would you ever get on a plane? And yeah, you've been on a plane, Amberlyn, right? Visit Canada. next time I go someday.
Okay, she's being way too mellow. I am not here for that. I'm here for ragey Chantal, not for like blah, blah, blah Chantal. Oh, hi, Amber. You know, I'm just going to be nice to your face, even though I really don't like you.
Cheese curds and gravy. Yeah, look, bummer. Kala would break the internet. Shisha is lemon mint. California. I would love to go there.
No, you wouldn't. But go ahead. Go to California. You'll get chewed up, spit out. Go ahead. First thing you're going to notice is the heat, because it gets really hot, especially during the summertime. The second thing you're going to notice is the expensive rent. Yeah, not exactly the cheapest place in the world to live. It's also really crowded. There's very little parking in a lot of areas. Not for you. Not for you. But go ahead. I live for you going to California and being out of place like a fish out of water. Go for it.
I want to try In-N-Out. I think of the food right away. What is that place you always...
You know, one place that she would go to and then she would never come back out of because she would just get lost in there. Heart Attack Grill. There's a place in Vegas called the Heart Attack Grill. She would love it there. And I've heard that if you go to Heart Attack Grill and you're over 300 plus pounds or 350 or something like that, you eat for free. So she would love that too. But they got full fat milkshakes and triple bypass burger and all that. She would love to go to Heart Attack Grill.
In movies. You ever see the movie Big Little Lies, the TV show Big Little Lies? What part of California did you see?
Eh?
I have tried them since being here. They're so good. They are good. They're squeaky. You should... Montecito. Stop associating places with food. It's hard. Hey, Jessica. Big Sur? What is Big Sur? Oh my gosh. Oh my God, the earthquake happened where I just moved from and I have dear friends coming. I am praying, Black's Chaos. Oh. Did you hissy fits? It's hard. I know. Yeah. Any frog?
Okay, she's way too calm. When did she start to get fired up? I'm so bad.
I see what you mean, Sassy. Hey, Hockey Hawk. It's Gigi's fault. Gaining Ground, yeah. The Gaining Ground. He's a reaction channel. He used to react to me, and they were funny. Hey, Belle. Yeah, I watched Gigi. It does my... Like, the food here is amazing, yeah. Like, for sure.
Chantal always be ever so happy to let other people go after people she doesn't like. Because A, she doesn't know how to do proper reactions. B, she just likes other people doing her dirty work. She knows that her channel is her only source of income, and she's not going to risk her channel and her income letting loose her temper. So she's always looking for people that want to step up and white knight for her and do the dirty work for her. Like if you want to sign on and do some dirty work for Chantal, she'll take you on and You'll be her best friend until you're not.
Sorry to hear that, Danielle. We're here for you. Kuwait is beautiful. He is funny. He's hilarious. You know, I guess humor is objective, but some people find a rage potato and what's her face funny, and they're not. So
Oh, there's Yo Mama being the instigator, saying incoming Yaba rage. Yo Mama, you just like to get stuff started, don't you? You do. You like to get stuff started. You try to get stuff started right now. You're trying to get stuff started in my chat last night. You're just an instigator, sir.
oh,
I see you.
Yo Mama, your stream too was funny. I was gonna react to yours and gaining rounds about them, because I find area G showing people on Twitter.
Chantal, you can stop now. You can stop saying, oh, it was because of this person that I saw this stuff on Twitter. You already told on yourself. You straight up told on yourself that you are on Twitter, Freddie. That's your handle, Freddie. That you are on Twitter, lurking around, creeping around, crawling around, looking at people's tweets, looking at people's accounts. You don't have people spying for you. No, you're on Twitter, Freddie. Freddie. Just like you have Charles Reed on YouTube, creeping around with that account. Sarah Lee. We know you got sock accounts all over the place, Chantal, spying, lurking, creeping. You can stop saying it's because of other people that you saw this and you saw that. It's obvious that you're lying when Yo Mama or anybody else, they won't even be streaming, and you'll talk about information that you've seen or that you've heard, and the people that you watch are nowhere in sight doing anything. So it must come from someplace else. So just come out and say, yeah, I saw it. I was on Twitter. I was on YouTube. I was lurking about, and I saw this and that. Just say it. Be honest.
Screenshot of some Pondu idiot. And you was like adding to creator whatever, which are not there for striking people, but they were trying to create creator help on Twitter and be threatened. So they're like threatened to. I need the timestamp because Gigi played my stream, a bit of it, and there was no.
Chantal, it was your live stream, and you have the live stream itself, do you not? If this is something that's of a concern for you, and knowing you, you want to know where you said that so you can go back through the stream and edit it out. So you're asking people to tell you where that part is. If you were concerned enough, you would watch it back minute by minute until you found the part in question. But you're wanting other people to tell you where it is. If you care enough, you'll go find it your doggone self.
Nowhere. All I was doing was spitting off facts, you know, like that's it. Nothing else. I know anything like that.
If you didn't say anything like that, then if that didn't happen, then there's nothing to worry about. So why are you worried? Unless in the back of your mind you're thinking, did I go too far? Did I say something I wasn't supposed to say and I just forgot and I don't know exactly what I said, and because I forgot, I don't know where it is. I don't know in what part of the stream it might show up and what the context was. You don't know exactly and you're not doing research to find out.
have planned my funeral. Yes, you have. You have laughed at it many times that I might croak on street.
Chantal, I'm not laughing about that, but it has been a concern of mine that I might be reacting to you and that situation might happen. I don't want to see it happen, but you got to understand you're a food addict and you eat copious amounts of food and you got all kinds of health problems and you're on 6 different diabetes medications, max doses. Like, we can look at you and tell you're sick. I mean, we don't know. Something might happen to you while the camera's live. I hope not, but it might happen. You are determined to meet the Grim Reaper as quickly as possible. So we aren't wishing anything upon you. You're actually wishing that for yourself. And you're not choosing a different path to avoid that end. Like, you're not taking a detour around the Grim Reaper. You're going straight for him. So if you have chosen to have a coffee date with the Grim Reaper, that's what you've chosen. Obviously, that's what you want because you're not trying to do anything different. But just because we're pointing out the obvious doesn't mean that we hate you. It doesn't mean like we wish that for you. No, you're wishing that for yourself. And to be quite honest with you, as someone that I was addicted to food, I'm on the recovery side of it. I look at food differently now. I treat it differently now. Looking at you and you're full on into that addiction. It's disturbing. It's really disturbing because that addiction monster has got you. It has got you wrapped up. It's got you locked up and it's not going to let you go. You're not even trying to fight against it. You're giving into it. You're giving into what it wants. You're not even fighting and telling it no. Like what can we do as people, as reactors? What can we do for you? There's nothing we can do. We can't stop you. We can't force you into inpatient. We can't force you to be better in any kind of way. This is strictly your deal. All we can do is watch and comment. And as long as you're hurting yourself on camera, we're not going to give you praise. We're not going to say, oh, what a great healthy lifestyle and praise you for it. No, we're going to call it out for what it is. This is a harmful, sick lifestyle that nobody should pursue. Not even for YouTube fame or subscribers or views or money. Nobody should do what you're doing. It's not worth it. It's not worth it because it's dumb. You get a bunch of subscribers. You get a bunch of views. You make some money. Oh, big whoopee deal. To do what? To get sick and sit in a house all day because you're housebound? So you make a lot of money, but then you're isolated. You set up your own little human hamster cage and you never leave it. That doesn't sound like much fun to me, but I guess you see things differently, don't you, Chantal?
Yes, you have. Yeah, exactly. Like these people, I find it funny. That's why my title, I find it funny. But you're so afraid of me. You're so afraid of me.
What?
And you know what I'm saying about you, and then in the next action, you're retweeting people looking for where I was in relation to my address. Oh, she was at. Please. Hi, Tiffany. Most hilarious part is that people from Kuwait authorities are to give them crap. about talking shit about a stupid idiot in another country.
You know what they will care about, Chantal? You being on the road, possibly driving without a legal license, you driving recklessly, taking your hands off the steering wheel, doing distracted, dangerous driving, because you can look at the video clip. You weren't looking out towards the other cars. You kept looking over at your live stream. That is dangerous and stupid. Plus, you have bad vision. You shouldn't be out driving at night with your eyes being what they are. And you know that. I think they would have issue with that. You breaking their laws. You putting other people at risk. Putting yourself at risk too. I think they would have serious issue with that. And you can sit there and be snappy and salty all you want to. You know that you were breaking laws, that you were doing a lot of things you shouldn't have been doing. And there's a possibility you might be getting in trouble, either with Kuwait or with YouTube, or possibly both.
Who comes for me first every day. Yeah. If I were to sit here and defame and talk about a Kuwaiti, that would be different. Okay? But they're not going to care about Scabba's poor little hurt feelings. Okay? Because making fun of my hijab, abaya, calling Ramadan Hamadan, just talking bad about Islam is a punishable offense here. So, yeah, I don't think they're going to give a crap about our internet beef, but nice try. And do your worst, because you know what? At the end of the day, I don't care. I don't care. If I get deported, oh well, I'll go back to Canada. Whatever.
False front. This is Chantal acting as if she doesn't care, but she really does care. Like this is just like defiance. Like if they deport me, I don't care. What if they put you in jail? Will you have that same defiant attitude? The same I don't care attitude? I think you'll very much care. I can just imagine you in a Kuwaiti jail. You being a spoiled brat, entitled, hot-tempered, mean, nasty woman. And once the people inside the jail find out that you are faking being a Muslim, ooh, they're not going to take too well to that. Will you have that same defiance if you are put in front of a judge? You're facing someone of authority and there's no getting out of that corner. All you can do is listen to what you're being told and do as you're told. You can't pull that brat act on someone. They call you out on it and go, this is how things are going to be. And either you are going to come to heel or you're going to jail. You may not even get a choice. They may choose for you. But I bet any amount of money that if somebody puts you in front of a judge or a cop or the legal system in Kuwait, you would buckle. You'd be shaking, you'll be crying, you'll be a mess. Because you have never dealt with serious consequences to your actions or your words. And so if that happens, that might be a first. It's something that you're not used to handling. It's something that you're used to lying your way around, but to have an instance where you can't lie around it and you can't skirt around it, you're going to be freaking out. You like to think that you're really, really smart, Chantal, but you're not. You're stupid. Because you've been doing a whole lot of things in Kuwait that you're not supposed to be doing. Trying to work the system to where you can live there. But you're not even smart enough to fly beneath the radar. You know, keep as cool as possible. You know, be a ghost. Be a respectful ghost. You know, don't ruffle any feathers. Don't break any laws. Just, you know, do your thing, but don't bother anyone. Don't be a nuisance. You've been the complete opposite. And on top of that, you are messing around with the reaction channels. So you're not flying beneath the radar anymore. You're on top of the radar. They're getting all the attention. Well, you may not want it all after it's all over.
There's nothing you can threaten me with that is going to have me shaking in my Grandpa Joe costume, buddy. Okay? So do your worst, B. You think that you get things done? You underestimate me. You underestimate me. I'm smarter than you. I'm more educated than you.
Oh, here we go. I'm smarter than you. I'm more educated than you. Is that so? Is that so? Miss, I am smarter and more educated. Okay. So if you're smarter and you're more educated, what are you doing with Salah? Why did you have to move 9,000, 7,000 of miles from home and give somebody $9,000 if you are a highly educated, smart woman? Why were you chasing a man? Why isn't a man chasing you? I got questions. I got questions all day long about this.
Even as a dropout, please. Because your channel is still standing, and it might stand, who knows, right? I guess we'll, you know. Okay, let's say you strike my 1 or 2 videos that I made about, you know, live streams talking crap about you because you talk about me first. Okay, so I might get a warning or 2. I might get struck for a week or 2. That's okay, whatever. But you think I'm not going to retaliate against you? Hey, Vampira, hi. Yeah, I'm shaking in my Skechers. Honestly, you have an entire hate channel with hundreds and hundreds of videos saying the most you have you have merch with my family. Which, by the way, I really hope you know that every cent you make off of that, you're going to have to pay back in legal fees, biatch.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Trust and believe. Look, it's not overnight. Legal proceedings, trust me, I'm doing things. So
Chantal, shh. All this stuff you're saying, it's just words. All this stuff you're talking about, this is stuff that you do when you're in your home country, not in a country far from home. You are far too lazy and impatient to take anybody to court. You don't have the money to take anybody to court. You're over there not even having enough money to buy a cup of coffee, girl. Bringing your own cookies to a coffee date because you're so broke. And you're over here talking about legal fees. You're not going to get what you want out of all this stuff you're causing for the reactors. Because you're not considering, what if the tables turn? What if you go after people and then because of what you're doing, they come for you for damages and you had to pay their legal fees? And how many archive channels, clip channels, reactors are there out there, Chantal? How many people can you afford to take on? Not that many. There's more of us than there are of you, okay? You're just one person. There's lots of us. Lots of us. You're going to pay everybody's legal fees, punitive damages, all that crap? Is that what you're going to do? Girlfriend, if you can't afford a cup of coffee, you can't afford court. Okay? Just forget it.
So just don't underestimate me. I'm not going to give you the time of day every day to talk about you because that's what you want. That's what these people want. Right? They want me to read, me to talk. They have content. How the hell do you talk about what the content is?
You know what Chantal
You
said?
know,
You're going
it's like-
off about the reactors and the reaction channels, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to sue this person, and I'm going to sue that person. Shh. What you should be doing, instead of focusing on how much you hate the reactors and how you're going to punish us all, what you should be doing is working your butt off and putting some money together to go back to Canada. Because this whole thing in Kuwait, it's about to go bust. You can feel it, can't you? You can feel that your time in Kuwait is coming to a close. Can you feel it? Because I can feel it. And not because I want to. Lots of people can feel it. We're getting that vibe. Like this Kuwait art chapter, book thing, whatever you want to call it. It's about ready to close. The last pages are being written as we speak, but your time in Kuwait is coming to an end. It's time for a new chapter in a new book to begin. You're hanging on to something that makes no sense. The Kuwait arc makes no sense. Hanging out with Salah makes no sense. It's dragged your channel down. You're not making money. Salah doesn't add anything creatively to your channel. You're not making more money because of him. If anything, you're losing money because of him. You being in Kuwait has been disastrous for your channel and also for your health. It's not been beneficial on any level. So why be there? Why be there? You're not able to be your real, authentic, feral self there. You are unhappy. You are miserable because you're confined. You're pretending to be something you're not. And that feral animal inside of you, it doesn't like being put in a cage. It's like, let me out. That's why you have to leave every few months and go to Thailand or go to Canada to let out your real self and feel like yourself. But it's time to end this thing in Kuwait. It's stupid. It's so stupid.
taking my content, saying how boring it is.
It is.
Oh, this is so boring.
It is.
I'll say it again. Take your kids to the park. I'm sure they'd appreciate it. Other than listening to you rage about a fat woman over and over again in another country. Like, oh my God. The next thing you have to know is that you're brave having people strike my channel with me and their emojis. So you make your whole day about me. You're obsessed with the lore. You watch my
Chantal, you're so dumb. You know, for someone who has an anger problem, for someone like yourself that you listen, you love to be mad. You have anger issues, but you feel the most alive when you're angry. Yes or no? You've got two speeds, either comatose or raging mad. Food coma or raging mad. And when you're raging mad, that's when you feel alive. You love it. You love to get mad. And so you're always looking for someone that will make you mad so you can feel alive for a minute. And you love to troll people, although you're not very good at it. You like to make people angry. So as much as you like to do that, it just, I guess you're not recognizing that people know what makes you mad, and so they're going to throw it into your face to get you mad.
My content, even if it's through another channel, and you want that taken away, you want your bread and butter taken away, because what are you going to do? Use your crappy $7,000 printer to do what?
Look at you pocket watching what other people have. Look at you eyeballing other people's stuff. Proof that she is a pocket watcher.
Make Temu merch, things that people can buy on Temu for like a third of the price?
Ma'am, back up, put the brakes on, roll it in reverse. The Beezer spray. Let's talk about the Beezer spray. The way the Beezer spray was packaged in spray bottles that came from the 99-cent store. That doesn't exactly scream professional. Those labels look like they've been printed on a freaking printer. And the fragrances themselves weren't even homemade. They were purchased from another country, another company, and then packaged differently. So there was nothing authentic about the Beezer spray. You idiots were just trying to make some coin off of cheap ideas.
They want to scare you from reporting and they're shaking.
Like a fragrance bought from, was it Alibaba, that was put into 99-cent spray bottles with cheap labels, and that was supposed to be sold for what, $50? Scammer.
Shaking in their boots. Oh, I don't get intimidated easy. I don't get scared easy. That's mass reporting. Yeah. So you're asking people to mass report me. Exactly. Can you play the Gigi video? I'd have to go set up and do another stream.
Okay, hold on a second. What did she say? Wait a minute.
Look at her and go, but Mom, you're fat too. The next is that you're pretty brave having people strike my channel. She has members wearing my with me and their emojis. So you make your whole day about me. You're obsessed with the lore. You watch my content, even if it's through another channel, and you want that taken away. You want your bread and butter taken away, because what are you going to do? Use your crappy $7,000 printer to do what? Make Temu merch, things that people can buy on Temu for like a third of the price? They want to scare you from reporting and they're shaking in their boots. Oh, I don't get intimidated easy. I don't get scared easy. That's mass reporting. Yeah. So you're asking people to mass report me. Exactly. Can you play the Gigi video?
Chantal,
I'd have to go.
You're guilty of that. How many times have you basically whistled at your Beezers to go after somebody?
Set up and do another stream.
Okay, let's continue.
You have an entire community made around me. And if you remove that.
You know, I'm getting a funny picture in my head right now. Can I share it with y'all? Because I think it's a good comparison. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of the movie Rocky Horror Picture Show, right? Rocky Horror is more than a movie. It's an experience. When Rocky Horror Picture Show first came out, nobody cared about the movie. Absolutely no one. It bombed. And then something happened. Like they started playing it late at night. And the audience was what made Rocky Horror Picture Show a success. The audience participation. And that's why Rocky Horror is still played to this day in theaters everywhere. And people still go and they still dress up and they do the cues like a toast, and people throw the toast, or they throw the toilet paper. Like it's the audience participation. And the whole thing with Chantal and Amber is kind of the same way. They came on to Girl World and nobody cared. There was no Girl World. It was just them on their channels, but nobody gave a crap. But then the audience participation happened. Like the reactors happened. A whole ecosystem sprung up around those two. And it was because of that ecosystem that they got publicity in a way. Because you can't talk about somebody even in a bad way without people getting curious, right? But a whole ecosystem happened because of the audience participation. Like because of the reactors, the audience, Girl World happened. So I don't know. I kept thinking about Rocky Horror Picture Show and how it's the audience that made the difference. And when it comes to Chantal and Amber, it's the reactors and the audience, like it's the other side that make it all worth it, in my opinion. It's like, where would Chantal and Amber be without the reactors, without the clip channels, without people adding their commentary and putting stuff together? Where would they be without Girl World? Their channels would have tanked a long time ago.
Oh, you're gonna retro react because I'm telling you.
Confirmation. She hates the retro reacts, y'all. She hates them. She hates when we do the retro reacts, and that's why I do them. That and the fact that I understand that people jump into Girl World at different times, and there's stuff that some people know and some stuff that y'all don't know. So that's another reason why she hates the retro reacts. Because there's a lot of stuff that she tries to cover up, and she tries to pretend like it never happened. But when we do the retro reacts, it brings stuff back up. She hates the retro reactors.
You know what? You're not going to react to my current content, because if I get deleted from YouTube, I'm getting a job. I'm going to go work at Arby's and get free food. I am not putting up with this shit. No.
You know what, Chantal? If something happened to your channel, if you got yeeted from YouTube, there is so much stuff of yours on YouTube. You've done so much content over the last 8 years. A person could easily just say, screw your current boring content and just focus strictly on the past content, and that could keep them going for weeks, literally for weeks. Between all the archive channels, the clip channels, like you could put out 2 or 3 videos a day every day for weeks, and never run out of stuff. We don't even need your current content these days. There is so much to react to. So much. We could just stay busy off that for freaking ever.
If I get deleted before you, I'm gone. I'm gone from YouTube.
You should be gone anyway. You're really not serving a positive purpose by being here. It's not good for you. It's not good for your audience. It's not good for anybody watching you. You're exploiting your food issues. You're exploiting addiction. You don't need to be here. You're here for all the wrong reasons. You need to go. For your health. For everybody else's health, you need to go.
I don't need to. No. I can survive. Trust and believe.
Go ahead then.
You say, oh, your reputation is tarnished. You won't get a job. I think they care. Some places
do, though.
And if I need to change my name to get a good job, I'll do it.
You know what, Chantal? You're right. You are correct. Some places don't check your background. But usually I would think places that don't check your background, they're not high paying jobs. They're like whatever jobs. Where it's like, oh, you're a warm body, you can do the job, you're hired. But those are hard to find these days. When is the last time you went looking for a job? It is hard out there. Even for people that are highly qualified, highly skilled, it is hard. It is really difficult. I've known some people that are very skilled, very well trained, very educated. They're having trouble finding work. And you've been out of the real work for years. So they're going to look at everything about you. The fact that you don't have a current work history, the fact that you've got all kinds of health problems, the fact that the jobs that you did have long ago, you got fired from or you quit. And they're going to say, is the juice worth the squeeze? No. You're going to have a lot more problems than you think.
There's nothing. You underestimate me. You underestimate me. So do your worst. Nobody cares.
I think you overestimate yourself.
I don't, Tracy, do I look scared? What am I regretting? What am I saying that I'm going to regret? Nothing. I don't care. They need to look up the laws. Nobody care. Nobody's going to put me in jail here for talking crap about SCABA.
You know what I think? I think the lady doth protest too much.
If anything, they're going to clap because of how she talks about this place, how she talks about Islam a lot of the time. The joke in her audience, the jokes they talk about, like, nah. Mm-hmm. I'm not going for Tracy. She's just concerned about me. I get that. You know, but I'm promising you, you know. No, Tracy. If I lose my channel, fine, whatever. Honestly.
She's got this I don't care, c'est la vie attitude. But I guarantee you, if she did lose her channel, she'd be flipping her lid. This channel is her everything. This is how she pays for everything, including Salah. If she loses her source of income, she loses everything because her channel is the linchpin that holds it all together. It's like the clothespin that holds it all together. Like you take that clothespin away, everything floats to the wind. Like one domino is really close to other dominoes. That one domino falls, they all fall. And she knows it.
Honestly. I would appeal it to get it back because honestly,
but let's just say, let me put this in front of you, Chantal. Let's just say you got one strike. Just one. You got one strike. This is the highest paying month of the year. One strike, you're out for a week. No streaming for a week. And you're low on money. You're really low on money. Can you afford to be out for a week? I don't know how many Foodie clients you have in your back pocket. I have a feeling that some of them have gone away because of your bad temper and you being lazy. But if there's lack of money on your side of the fence and you've not been putting money away and you're spending it like it's going out of style and you're out for a week, 7 days without streaming, that's really going to hurt. Ooh, is that going to hurt? And what about if it's 2 strikes? Half a month. That's a lot of money. So are you sure you want to continue to run your mouth to the reaction channels? Are you sure you want to be driving and doing illegal acts on camera where there's posted proof everywhere? Are you sure you want to do that? Are you going to risk going to jail, losing your channel, maybe both of them together, for the sake of a bad attitude? What did I tell you, Chantal? Rudeness is very expensive. And it's been costing you a lot for years. And you haven't learned. You just haven't learned the lesson. You have not learned. And I guess you're someone that you're not going to learn until you lose everything. Then maybe you might learn. But until then, you're going to fool yourself into thinking, I'm fine, I'm okay. No, you're not. You're not fine.
Videos I've done talking crap about them in self-defense pales in comparison to anything they've said or do. Yeah, whatever. Oh, yeah, exactly. Whether you like it or not, you need me, because
what?
Maybe out of spite, your audience will still watch you talk. How many people give a crap when you talk about Amy Layton?
You know what, Chantal? At some point, we're all going to have to move on to something different. That's just facts. You can't last forever. You can't be around forever. At some point, we're all going to have to move on to other things. I've got other things that I want to go to right now. I got a tarot channel I want to work on. I've got my ambiance channel. I want to find other people to react to. I think you, the topic of you're played out. It's 3 years. It's too repetitive. It's time to move the F on. Like everybody's waiting around to see the end of the story. I keep seeing that. People come to my channel and they say, I can't keep up with Chantal without a reactor. So I watch through the reaction channels. Fair, very fair. A lot of people have said they want to see the end of the story. They've been watching you through reaction channels for years, and they just want to know the end of the story. Well, I'm a writer. I write short stories. I write poetry, stuff like that. So here's something from me. What if the end of the story is what's going on right now? I mean, everybody wants the end of the story to go out with a bang. But what if it doesn't? What if the end is here, now, this? Where it's just Chantal just spinning her wheels in boredom, making boring small talk, her channel circling the drain, and it's going to stay that way for a while. And that is the ending to the story. It doesn't necessarily mean a knockout punch or Mike Tyson KO. It could just be somebody spinning their wheels with nonsense, and that's the end. All endings of all stories are different. So people are hanging on for the end, whatever that may be. But everybody's tired of dealing with the nonsense and you talking in circles and living in circles and being monotonous and being boring. They're over it. YouTube is full of wonderful things to look at, and you're not one of them. So if you want to sit in your corner and do your thing, go ahead. But we've all got to move on. We all want to evolve and do fun things and go to fun places and enjoy life. And so we will, with or without you. But we can't stay on you for the next 10 years. I don't know how long you've got left, but you are not preserving your life at all. So we've all got to plan to move on at some point.
Nobody. You can pick another fatty. The nerve of this woman. The nerve when she's a fatty herself. I can't. Like, You can pick another fatty to make fun of. Will it get the same views as talking about me? No. And
Probably not. To be honest, probably not, because it'll be something new for the audience. And it's going to take some adjusting, but still they'll be entertained, and maybe the views will go up over time as people get more and more into them. You can't expect gangbuster views right out of the gate. It might take a while. It might take some experimentation to see what the audience likes and what they don't like. But we're patient over here. You're not, though.
I love that for you. So go ahead. Go right ahead. Go right ahead, Biatch. Do it. She'll retro react, but for how long are people going to give a shit about that?
Believe it or not, Chantal, people really do like the retro reacts more so than your current content, because the older content, it's a lot more interesting versus what's going on right now. Some people don't like the retro reacts, some people do. But I'll confess, there's less likely chance of me falling asleep doing a retro react than your current content. I can stay awake for the old stuff, not so much for the new.
How many Cuba rages are you going to look at? When I'm not
as
even
many as there is
on the platform, who cares? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Teardrop. Yeah.
What's funny? Like, look, this person, I can't pronounce her name, saying the old tea is stale. At the same time, Chantal is somebody that she's always talking about the past. She's a teapot full of nothing but old stale tea. It's not fresh tea. It's not freshly brewed tea. It's tea from like 30 years ago, 15 years ago. Stuff from her childhood, growing up, old stories, old everything. So if people are there saying, I don't know why they're doing the retro reacts, that's just the past when they're dealing with somebody who lives in the past all the time.
Thanks, Gina. So just because I'm not sitting here responding to every single thing they say about me, because they say things every day. I don't want to live my life that way. Do.
Oh, I know there's things going on behind the scenes, and that has to do with people that you're putting up, you're paying to do your dirty work. You're in contact with some people, and they're doing your dirty work for you, because if their channels get in trouble, then if their channels go down, it's not your channel, it's not your paycheck. You're using Natter's channel, you're using Natter to go after people, you're using Salah to go after people. You're not doing it yourself because you've already been skated on thin ice with YouTube. You've already had your channel taken away. You can't chance that again. So you're like, everybody do the dirty work for me, and I'll just pay you to do it. Yeah, we know how you play, Chantal.
I'm patient.
Are you?
You know that a Komodo dragon poison their prey, and then they'll follow it and watch it slowly go down and go down and go down. Be patient. I'm like a Komodo. Yeba said they weren't surprised you gained weight, and I was like, hello? Yeah. Topic. Yeah, I know how to deal with it. Don't worry about it.
You know what I love about this stream? She hates Yaba, but she's giving a whole lot of time in her live devoted to Yaba. Chantal, all you're doing is making that channel grow. Just like every time you talk about FFG, her channel grows. Or any other reactor or any other channel you talk about. You're helping their channel grow. They get a spike in views and they get a spike in subscribers because of your hate.
You pay their rent. It's wild.
You're not paying my rent.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's really whether he's
About.
comparing herself to a Komodo dragon. That's like a really weird comparison.
Not worried. You are our Komodo dragon. Yeah. And why are they big mad? Why? Because I speak truth, I defend myself. They don't like that.
I think you guys need to start learning how to read between the lines. I think it would benefit you to be a bit smarter. Like this right here, this grumpy, salty bitterness going on right here. Notice that it's happening during the highest paying month of the year for YouTubers. And she knows that. She's been on YouTube for 8 years. She knows that December is the highest paying month of the year. And that's exactly why she's doing this. She knows that rages or anything that looks like a rage, it's going to get a bit more views. Although, sadly enough, if you look down here, she's not even hit 6,000 views and it was 8 hours ago. So even with Chantal being ragey, salty, bitter, grumpy, and she's got 100+ K channel, not even at 6,000 views. And for those who want to know, need to know, the way that YouTubers get paid off of Google AdSense, everybody's got a different RPM. The RPM is a small amount that you get paid per 1,000 views. So although 5,000+ views looks like a lot, when you break it down to the RPM, it's really not that much. I don't know what Chantal's RPM is, because like I said, all the RPMs are different. It all depends on the channel. But she's not making that much. You got to figure in, she's Canadian. And because she's Canadian, that means she's international, which means whatever she makes off of YouTube, she's got to pay extra taxes. YouTube takes 30% of whatever YouTubers make. So her views are going down. Her money is going down. She's not getting much in the way of super chats or memberships. Yeah, her money is, and she's freaking out about that. So, of course, when the money starts to get low, she's like, I know what I'll do. I will just rage or pretend to rage to get a little bit more of attention. Although people are getting bored with that too. Because everybody's picking up that this right here, this is not truly authentic. This is staged. This is put on. This is phony. We have seen Chantal really, really rage. This ain't it. This is not it. This ain't even close to real anger with her. This is, I'm too lazy to rage, or I don't have enough energy to rage, so I'm just going to pretend to be mad for the sake of views. That's what this is. That's all this is.
And it's like, what? Are you crazy? You know? How page 5? What? So again, you're the one who believes, oh, I can't defend myself.
Oh, interesting fact about Komodo dragons. So budget Salah sativa says Komodo dragons have a mouth environment so full of bacteria that it acts as a venom. That's true. Is that why you compare yourself to a Komodo dragon, Foodie? Because you got a mouthful of bacteria that it acts like a venom. Okay, hey, you do have that in common with the Komodo dragon. I'll give you that.
They lose their job too. That's my point.
What?
So go ahead. See, there's like, how do people dumb or do my channel down? What?
You know what it sounds like Chantal is angry because she, being the big woolly bully that she is, she thought she could just go after the smaller channels and they would not fight back. They would just be too scared or too new to fight back. And she's on Twitter, and I'm sure she's seen people like Oh Lordy, It's Shorty and Fat Cow Chronicles who are offering their help with people that need to file appeals if they get struck by Chantal or even Natter. And she doesn't like the community coming together to help each other. That really rubs her the wrong way. The fact that she thought she could just get rid of some of the smaller channels and feel like she's doing something. But then people coming forward and saying, oh, no, you don't. We're going to offer our help so that if you do anything, we're going to help these people with their appeals so that they don't get their channels taken away or they get their channels given back. She don't like it. She doesn't like the community coming together, helping each other. She doesn't understand it. She doesn't like it. She just want to get rid of some of us. And it's not working.
But you have way more TOS violations. Way more. Your little Pondu mentally challenged friggin' stupid idiot supporter that you have trying to timestamp my content when there was nothing, saying you're a bad parent, not against. Everything I said is not against terms of service in my Hardy's video, okay? They attack people who attack their character. What's the difference? Right?
I'm not hurting for money, says the person who went to a cafe and couldn't afford a coffee. I'm not hurting for money.
I can travel. I pay all, like, we have everything paid anyways, but
Sure.
I don't need the kind of money I had before. I'm not living on my own.
Oh, here we go. She's reframing everything, y'all. The woman who, during the Cuba rage, she was bragging about how much money she had. And she was saying, I've got too much money. I hate money. The universe heard her and fixed that, didn't it? Now she's in Kuwait and she doesn't have much money because she's paying for herself. She's paying for Salah. She's paying for a place for him and her, paying for the food and sending money home to Natter. Like, she's got too much on her plate. She's paying for too much. And she won't just simply consolidate and cut off the dead wood. No, she's like, I want it all and I want it now. It's overkill. Like, she put the financial pressure on herself. But you got plenty of money, huh, Chantal? Okay. Sure.
I have a partner who works.
Really? Does he?
I'm like Scaba's wife. So who cares? Save your pennies because you're going to need them in the future, I'm telling you. Do it. Oh yeah, I'm mad. I'm big mad, right? Mm-hmm. You're talking about rage pigs, a community of rage pigs, but I'm mad. No, I find it funny. They've talked about my death. They used my family's likeness to make fun of it to as emojis. I would remove that shit right now. I would. Oh, I don't plan on talking
And
about
on
them
it,
all on page.
but I'm just going to do it.
Yeah, they're just gross, Gina. Exactly.
Booger.
And they're cocky about it because nothing has been struck on their.
What are you looking for when it comes to the channels you're going after and you're threatening? What exactly are you doing? 1 second, y'all. What exactly are you looking for? What do you want to see? Do you want to see reactors and channels being scared? Is that the reaction you're looking for? Like people doing lives and videos saying, I'm scared of Chantal. I'm scared of Foodie Beauty. I'm scared of her coming after me. I'm so scared. I'm not going to do any more videos. I'm not going to do any more lives. Is that what you want? Because you're not going to get it. You want people to be scared, Chantal. You want them to move in fear. And people just aren't doing that. And I do think maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe it's sheer coincidence. But I think it is odd, strange, unique that Yo Mama did show up in my chat room last night. Maybe he was bored. Maybe there was nothing else going on YouTube and he was at a Discord or something and people say, go in there and see what you can do. Mess with Rose Thorn, see what you can get. See if you can make her mad. But I do think maybe it might be perhaps a coincidence. Maybe it was because of the comments that I said about you, Chantal. When I said, you know, if FFG or Yaba take down your channel, I'd be okay with that. I would be, because of your content, because of what you're doing, because you're abusing the platform. You're using it to make yourself sick and potentially trigger other people who have EDs. And I meant it. There was no lies in what I said. I was speaking my truth, speaking the truth. Maybe it disturbs you to hear that from somebody. That even a reactor is saying it's just, your channel needs to come down, and not because of hate, but because of you and your self-harm. And you actually want to get paid to hurt yourself. And because you're putting it in the public eye, you might be affecting lots and lots of other people. And that should not be permitted. So it's time. But I'm just somebody, I'm going to just wait to see what happens. But isn't it funny that I said that and then he pops up in my room? I don't know if there's a tie-in. I don't know if there's a coincidence. I just thought it was odd that one thing happened and then the next thing happened after that. It was just like a funny pattern of things. That's all.
And by the way, thank you to the people who have helped me with like timestamps. I've gotten some emails and they've done a really good, thorough job. You know, like calling my dad a pedophile, like that, or just incessant attacking OS, things that are broken. I can't even think of them all. So get ready for a war.
Ow.
Exactly. Exactly, Gina.
You know, all of this is her. She's telling people what she wants to do, what she's going to do, but she's also doing this for another purpose. She's basically whistling at her beezers, saying who her targets are, so that they go to, say, the YouTube Underground's channel or whatever channel she talks about here, and to target those specific channels, like treating the beezers like her own little personal private army. Like, go get them. She's not telling them directly, go get those people, but the tone, it's all in the tone. And if they decide to go after, say, Yaba and Sam or FFG, Chantal's in a position where she can go, well, I didn't tell them to. I didn't directly say it. They just decided to. So again, like, she's not going to get in trouble. She's not going to get in trouble.
We sent him to defend you. Enlist the beezers. What? Strobs?
What you doing?
Yeba lives and breathes off of you. Exactly. And she wants to take that away because she's mad that I defend myself against her. Not very smart, is it? Hiya now. So you can brag and be like, oh, I get shit done. I get shit done. Not the smart way. The fact they're cocky about looks, come on. Right? Right? Exactly, YouTube lover. Hey, I'm Blue. Throw some stale biscuits. You might end up on their Tumblr middle finger. War era.
Okay, I'm looking at the time of this live. Here's another pattern that Chantal has. If she's mad, if she's really, really mad, it takes her about like an hour for her to calm down. And right now we're sitting at the 50-minute, 59-second mark. So I could tell she's starting to calm down a little bit. Like, she's just kind of grumbly, but like she's calming down a little bit.
They're so stupid. That's what makes me laugh. When I was listening to that, I was like, what? Like, you should be saying, no, don't strike her because I need her for my content. Prove it and do 30 days.
How about you?
Talking else.
Can that challenge go both ways? Oh, that's a look. I wasn't even looking at the screen when I pressed y'all. Chantal, I'm telling you, you are such an expressive model. You're so expressive. Hold up. I've got to get this look, y'all. It's just, this is amazing. I got to get it. There it is. There it is. There it is. Perfect. Absolute perfection. Thank you, Chantal. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I was saying, why not take that challenge both ways? Meaning, if you're issuing a challenge to Yaba to not react to you for 30 days, which Yaba could easily not react to you for 30 days because, I'm sure she does pretty well on her channel, better than you do on yours. So she could go a month and not give a crap. What about you? Can you go 30 days without talking about the reactors? Can you go an entire month without talking about Yaba, FFG, and everybody else? Keep all the reactor names out of your mouth? I don't think you can do it. I really don't think so.
Do some vlogs. so I can steal them and react to them.
Do it. Do it. I want to see. Do it, Chantal. Come on. Jump into the reactor ring. Come on. Put your gloves on and come on inside, girl. Do it. You want to be a reactor? Put your gloves on and get in the ring. Let's punch it out. Let's do it. Let's punch it out in Minecraft. Let's see what you got. You tried before to react and you weren't very good at it. Have you improved? I would like to see if you improved.
Do it. My still biscuits, my sweet and lows.
You are super morbidly obese, yet you're constantly making comments about weight. Why? Why? You're a bigger woman yourself. Like what? This is stupid. You when you sit there and scream about fat phobia, fat shaming at the same time you talk about weight, hypocrite.
A rage pig scab at a cry victim after 100 million content done with hate and harassment for you, defending and ignoring always are useless, but these people need an action to stop them. Yes. Hi, no name. In my 30s, some guy called my mom a B to her face, and I literally jumped out of the car and went crazy. Yeah, so I can't imagine how you feel. Yeah, yeah, say that to my face. See what happens to it. So, but I'll let them.
Sure.
She needs anger management. I know. It's disgusting, Taba. No, private in challenge. Hey, Dave. Yeah, I should do Foodie reacts back and just take all of their stuff and yeah.
Well, wasn't that the idea of the other channel? You did create an entire channel for reactions. Foodie reacts back. What happened to it? Why didn't you react to anything on it? I mean, wasn't that supposed to be like an outlet for your rage, your frustration? You could get you could react and no danger to your main channel. Why didn't you ever react to anybody?
Yeah. But like, who wants to do that? Who wants to listen to them for hours? You know?
Who wants to listen to you for hours? Ma'am, I wish I could put you in this chair and make you watch yourself for hours. And then you would understand why we say you're boring. You know what I think would be punishment for you? If somebody puts you in a chair in front of a TV, connected to YouTube, and a playlist of your Kuwait content all put together that would all play right behind each other, one right after the other. You'd be forced to watch yourself. Then you would see what we see. I don't think you actually get it.
I don't understand how they can hate me but listen to me for hours. Oh, that's right. You have to. You're stuck.
Ha ha ha. Excuse me, ma'am. We're stuck. No, you're stuck. You're stuck. We're not stuck. I could do tarot readings. I'm not stuck. I can go do my regular work off of YouTube. I'm not stuck. I could do my ambiance videos. Definitely not stuck. You're stuck. You're the one in Kuwait because you put yourself in a position where if you come back to Canada, where are you going to stay, Miss Thing? You've got bad credit, bankruptcies on your record, which would make it hard for you to find a place to rent. by yourself, if anybody will let you stay, you're stuck. You're absolutely stuck. If you came back to your home country, you'd be running every which way trying to get away from the tax man. Because I'm pretty certain you have not settled those bankruptcies yet. So you'd be running away from him, hoping he does not find you.
Ways to be bullies on the internet, but people need to start defending themselves. This is crazy. Yeah.
Again, Chantal, I challenge you. I'm issuing a polite challenge. I challenge you to just go take a sabbatical or vacation or whatever you need for about 30 days. Don't post anything. Don't go live. Just leave for a month and see what happens to Girl World. I guarantee you, we're not going to fall. We will shift gears. Some of us will do retro reacts to your older stuff. We'll also be looking around for somebody else to react to. We will go on. We'll be fine. We don't necessarily need you, but you definitely need us.
Yeah. No, the FBI was involved with that whole situation when Marty was like going after my family. Like,
why does she keep bringing up Marty? I mean, she keeps going back to the Marty thing over and over and over again. Like, why?
So that's what I mean, because it's international, right? It can't be local police. Can't be OPP.
Did she really just do that? Did she bring up that song? Ugh.
They hide their face like the biggest cowards, I know.
Chantal, are you aware what the song OPP, what it's for? It's about cheating. And you are a cheater. So, of course, you would know that song.
Becca, you probably don't want to. I love your shopping hauls. Thank you. I could never put a lot of my life on YouTube, and not just because I have nothing interesting to share, but yeah, well, I get what you mean. I know, Taba. They're blinded by hate. They don't care. They excuse any type of behavior that these idiots do. Scabba even admitted that. Like she said, like bird 3 balls in his closet, she wouldn't care. But okay, but you don't see how that makes you a hypocrite? Like, oh yeah, I'm okay, I'm a hypocrite. They're just gonna agree with everything.
Okay, like I'm getting this sense like right about here, right about now. Chantal, you're doing the whataboutisms. That's what I'm picking up, that you're doing the whataboutisms. What about this? What about that? What about what this person did? What about what this person said? Whataboutisms do not make a strong argument. Like if you have the floor and you're trying to make a strong argument and you're trying to win the argument, you don't win by pulling out the whataboutisms. You win by addressing the important points, like the main points, the strongest points. Unless you don't really have strong points, then you go back in the closet and you pull out the whataboutisms and dust them off and show them off, because that's all you're doing right now. You're talking in circles and you're doing the whataboutisms. You're just running your gums about Yaba, running in circles with that.
To like until they like bring themselves so low and like do something so illegal, even more illegal. Like it's just crazy. I stuttered, so I must be evil. Yeah. They're high on hate and it's contagious. Yeah. So who's big mad? Do I have a hate channel? Need to hate? I don't know.
mean, Life with Ron and No Name, those two people, they're the ones buying up all the memberships for Foodie. Because I'm being fair. I'm looking. I don't see anybody else individually buying memberships. I'm seeing two people buy up all kinds of memberships to, I guess, to kind of make up for the people that aren't buying them themselves. So No Name and Life with Ron, they're being extremely generous with Foodie, maybe trying to calm her down because maybe she's getting bothered by the fact that nobody's buying memberships. But again, it's her fault because she's not trying to do anything interesting on her channel. Therefore, people are saying, I'm not spending my money. There's no reason to.
We'll see. Team up with a kill. I don't know about that. I'd say there is a lot of hate. There is a lot of hate, page 5. You can hear it when they seethe. No Name! Oh my gosh! Thank you for the generosity. 20 members? Oh my gosh. Ready, set,
That she doesn't get memberships like she used to anymore because when somebody gives the membership, she loses her mind. It's like New Year's night with her.
Have that annoying horn when somebody donates. 20 people. Wow. Okay, let's see the green. Let's turn this green. It's got one. For your guests, just for your page 5. Big ups, no one for the homie. Page 5. Scones, I don't know, but I have bad allergies.
What's that got to do with?
Yes, Yuan. Oh,
Buying reaction channels are seething right now. Wrong. If Chantal's channel wasn't dying, why is it that the only time people get memberships is if they're gifted memberships? Nobody is out buying the memberships themselves. You guys can see, I include the chat portion for a reason. So you guys can see what's going on. You can see what people are saying. You guys can see. You don't see people individually buying memberships. It's all about the gifted memberships. People are just hanging around looking for free memberships because they're not going to pay for it. They're not. They refuse.
Husband on Second Life. Yeah, I think so. He sits beside his wife like this. You're like, that's funny. What's activity? Hey, Danielle. Will sympathy for the devil or give me shelter? No Name. Thank you so much. Like, quit. Maybe. It's too good. Anyways. Oh yeah, paint it black. Sorry, guys. No sympathy for the devil.
Steve Perry. She better not do that. I love Steve Perry. I love his singing. Like, I remember him being in Journey. He was a phenomenal singer. And I used to have a crush on him when I was younger because he was beautiful. But I heard she starts singing Steve Perry. Oh, she better not.
Yeah. How about Crazy Frog? Okay. Hey, in a bit, babe, for sure.
Say everybody likes Crazy Frog when they don't. Is that to make him feel better? Does she tell him everybody loves when you play Crazy Frog, so he's just like insistent on playing it now? Like, someone needs to tell him it drives everyone insane. We've heard it how many times? He needs to learn a new song for real.
Hello, Lily. Cool, Abby. Who got the memberships? I don't see.
Now, I did see something on Twitter where people were talking about she's got pink eye. I could see why they would say that. I've had pink eye before. It happens, and it's not nice, and it hurts. But if Chantal had pink eye, and I do recognize that, different people react different ways, but usually when you have pink eye, you don't want any kind of bright light in your eye. It hurts. It burns. Like, if you're doing something in the daytime, you've got a pair of sunglasses on, or like if you look at your computer screen, you put the sunglasses on. She doesn't have glasses on. So I get why people would say she's got pink eye. Her eye does look a little bit pink on the corner here. But even if she does have pink eye, that wouldn't cause one eye to be bigger than the other. I mean, pink eye doesn't do that. It makes your eyes really red. It makes them hurt. It might make them kind of watery, but it doesn't take one eye, make it smaller, and one eye bigger.
No. The scratchy eye is better. It doesn't hurt. Okay, sorry.
What are you doing? What is she doing? What happened here? Duntal. Come on, show us.
Bon Jovi. They have nothing better to do, clearly. Also cannot
take a step back, take a few steps back actually, and look at the bigger picture. You are spending so much time focusing on the reaction channels and what they're saying about you on YouTube, on Twitter, and trying to figure out some way to pull some of them down and give them privacy and policy strikes, going to other people to do your dirty work. You're spending all that time and all that energy focused on those things, like watching everybody's streams. What are they saying? Who are they saying it to? What are the rumors? Did they find a mistake that I left in a video and I didn't catch? You're focusing on all these things. At the same time, you've got bigger fish to fry. And I'm not talking about the barracuda coated in ricotta between your legs. I'm talking about real life stuff. You got all kinds of health issues, mobility issues, breathing issues, heart issues. You've got the situation with your eye. Don't nobody know what's going on there. Maybe you do know. Maybe you don't want to tell us. You've got all kinds of issues. You need to put your focus there. But yet you're distracting yourself away from real life stuff. The anger that you're focusing on us could be better served in taking care of yourself. That's just how I feel. Like you're focusing on the wrong set of things. You're making the wrong things a priority. Oh, hell no. Unknown says, don't stop beezing. No, she is not going to sing Steve Perry. No, she is not.
Like, I just can't. I just can't. The stupidity is just insane.
Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. Not on my watch. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You sound nothing like him. Quit it.
You talk crap about me every day. Use my family as emojis, as merch, whatever. You do a lot of crap that you're not supposed to do.
No. You stop that. No, we're not singing Journey. I refuse. No, ma'am. No. Stop it.
Living in the
No.
best pizza.
Beezers, I want to talk to you in Minecraft, Beezers. You put her up to this. Why are you having her sing Journey? No.
World.
No. Stop it.
I didn't have dinner yet. Biggest, funniest thing is being obese. So, they're talking about go on the treadmill. Did I go on the treadmill? Man, I hope Girl World does go mainstream because they're gonna look so stupid. They're gonna look so stupid. If you go all the way back to the beginning of their channel, she's only first got fame and fortune. And she's probably thinner than you now. Don't you love how that works, Scabba? Deliverance? Yeah. And not...
You know what do you realize what just happened? Here is Chantal using somebody else as a get back to Yaba. She's doing the nanny boo-boo thing to Yaba, not using herself, using another woman. when Chantal is not a fan of other women. She hates other women. Chantal, she's a woman who hates other women. She is, for all intents and purposes, a misogynist. She hates women. We're awful, awful people, us women. In her eyes, she hates women. But she cannot use herself and her life as a gotcha. So she looks to somebody else to be the gotcha. I think that's hilarious.
Not just that, Tammy is smaller than you now. Smaller than me too, but I'm not the one here.
Exactly. She's smaller than you too.
You're hating on people for their weight. I don't care. I don't care. The only reason I point out their weight is because they're hypocrites. You know, they be fat as hell and they have chinny themselves.
Chantal, even it doesn't matter if all the reactors are, let's just say they're all fat. For devil's argument, let's just say everybody's fat. So what? So what? When I became a reactor, there wasn't a job application passed around that said that you had to be under a certain weight to be a reactor. I didn't see an application. I didn't see like you got to fill in this form. You could only be a certain weight to react to Chantal or Amber. That never happened. But even if everybody was quote unquote fat, you are super, 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 super morbidly obese. You passed fat about 300 pounds ago. Do you have any room to criticize anybody of a bigger size? No. So should you be talking about it? Absolutely not. But you insist on doing so, which doesn't make any sense to me.
Please. Of course, I'm going to point that out.
Why though?
Yeah, they'll get their karma. I made 100 new members.
Oh, so that's why No Name and Life with Ron, they're buying all the memberships because Chantal watches Yaba, and if she sees the new memberships or new members, that's going to make her upset because Chantal's very competitive. Like if somebody gets something, she wants something better. So now it's starting to make sense why No Name and Life with Ron, they're buying all the memberships for her. So she doesn't get upset and go, why aren't people buying memberships to me?
It's growing. Do you have a plaque? No, you're about 70K. Well,
Chantal, you have a plaque that's fake and you're broke. That plaque is not making you rich.
see. A restraining order, yeah. If I ever go back to Canada, I could probably get one against a certain someone because she's in Canada, so that's here. Sure, they get more views, but it doesn't forget. You know, I get, of course.
Yeah.
I don't do drama every day. I don't have hate. I don't have a hate audience. So, of course, I'm going to have less, for that. My thing, I'm eating eggplant casserole. If they did that, do you think they would get the same amount of views they get? Hell no. Hell no. They wouldn't even have the nerve to eat on camera because they eat crap behind the camera because they're getting bigger and bigger every time they come on. Hey, Claw and Order, Aurora, play Obsessed by Mariah Carey for them on the keyboard. Thank you, Aurora, for 1 month with Beezership. Ready, set, rebees. Yeah, Blacks, No Name, and Ron. Yeah, Mary, it was really good. Bees are in a smoky room. The smell of hash and bees perfume. Abuser in a smoky room.
An hour in. You guys, what did I say? Didn't I tell you like about an hour in and she starts to run out of steam? Like if she starts out mad from the very beginning, about 45 minutes to an hour later, she's pretty much done. She's gotten it out of her system. And then the rest of the stream is just her like doing the cool down. Hey, how y'all doing? Chilling out, smoothing things over with people, like making sure that everything is left on a good vibe. And I feel like she's shifting into that right now.
The seventh circle of hell. It tasted really good.
Let's move ahead and see.
Spend so much time wasting their energy on
that. Great face, Chantal. Great face.
Trying to prove him a liar when they say on the mama's reaction, say, "Here, you're like married. You don't really have a license. Where's your proof of this? The burden's on you. You're making."
That's a tell right there, all of in itself. When Chantal says, "Where's the proof?" That is the proof by itself that she's lying. Where's the proof? You better show me proof. Chantal, if you want to shut everybody up, you could show your marriage certificate, but you won't. You won't because you're afraid of what's on it, because it's in Arabic. There are people in the community, they know how to speak Arabic. And if you held that paper up to the camera, there might be something on that paper that you are not aware of. I don't think you even know what you signed.
They don't have a license. So you're the liar, not me, because I can tell you that I have the proof to the right people. If somebody can't
Chantal, it's already been proved. The building in which you're staying, it is possible to live alone. It's not a family-only building. It is possible to stay there by yourself. And if you and Salah are not really married, it would make sense if he stayed in another place and you stayed in the apartment. So you've got your own place. He's staying somewhere else because the two of you are not really married. And if you're not really married and he stayed at the house, he could get in serious trouble. Hence the reason why he doesn't stay there.
Don't Google the things that don't fit their narrative. All you have to do is Google it. You need to be married to live here together. I don't have to show you shit. I'm not showing them edge to feed the zombies exactly.
I don't know when Chantal's coming back to Canada or when this whole Kuwait arc is going to be over, y'all, but we know what's going to happen, don't we? We know her pretty well. When this whole thing blows open, I don't know how. I don't know what's going to make it blow open, but when it blows open, the very second that Salah makes her angry, she is going to, in a matter of speaking, throw him under the proverbial bus, and she's going to run over him and then back up and run over him again and then back up and run over him again until there's nothing left to run over. She's going to turn him into her content. And she's going to rage on him every night. And she's going to lie on him every night. And she's going to let all the cats out of the bag. That 3 years of frustration and anger, she's going to let it all out. And she's going to make money doing precisely that. It's going to happen. In fact, I think one of the main reasons why Salah has stayed with Chantal for so long is because he knows she's a vindictive beach. He knows how severe she is, and he doesn't want to be on the receiving end. So maybe he's been waiting for her to walk away on her own. He feels that's a safer option, that if she walks away and she's not mad at him, he can walk away a bit unscathed. But Chantal will never walk away on her own. Something is going to have to force her to leave Kuwait and not come back. Then he might be free of her.
I won't. License. As if I'm going to show you my license to drive. Kiss my... They hated Amy and Tammy, but when they went, Tammy and Amy are doing a lot better than her. She talks about them, she gets like less than 3K views.
See, there she goes again. It's like, instead of using herself as a gotcha, she's using another woman as a gotcha. Tammy doesn't have a problem with Yaba. Chantal has a problem with Yaba, but she can't use herself as a gotcha to Yaba and say, Yaba, I'm doing better than you. And everybody knows me more. And I got more views. No, she's using another woman to what? Hurt Yaba? Yaba doesn't care.
Because they're more successful. Oh, and she started making fun of Amy Slayton. Nobody. Okay. Crispy Panera. It's enraging. His voice is enraging. He talks about this. She do Life by Jen? Yeah, she did. She was super nasty about that. Hi, Ash. She's disgusting with overweight people. And it's so clear. Like, the psychology is basic. Psychology 101. You know, like projection 101.
Then again, Chantal, things could go in a much different direction. If there is an article that's going to be put out about yourself, about Amber, and about Girl World, this is going to put a really big spotlight on the fact that YouTube has been looking the other way for rule breakers such as yourself, who get on YouTube and glorify EDs and monetize them. That's going to put a really big spotlight on things. And YouTube is a company, and they rely on ad revenue. I'm sure it's a big bulk of their income And one of the things that advertisers look for is company reputation. So reputable companies, they have a brand, maybe a brand they've built for years, where they put a lot of love and time into. They're not going to want to advertise on YouTube if it's found out that YouTube is putting questionable content on YouTube, people monetizing addictions, people monetizing self-harm behavior. A lot of companies might pull out from advertising on YouTube, which is going to cost YouTube money. So YouTube might say, to save ourselves, we have to sacrifice these two. We got to get rid of these channels. We have to put on appearances that we actually care. And we made an oopsie. We weren't paying attention. Sorry, guys, but we'll fix it now. And so your channel might end up going away, Chantal, and so might Amber's, you know? So while you and Amber are thinking we're going to get famous and rich off of this, it could end up that you lose your channels altogether.
Stupidity. Yeah. Hi, Stink Stink. A teardrop.
Booger. Come here.
It's insane.
Booger. Get out of the cabinet.
What laugh?
Come here. Come here.
Yeah, no name it is. I'm not upset. I'm not upset anymore. I don't let them emotionally affect me. You know, I come on here and I just... Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I really see you praying. I don't see you praying. I see you smoking out of the shisha and putting your face in the camera, but I don't see you praying.
I know. In here. I don't know, Barbara. Go find a job in Victoria's Secret. Yeah. And such an idiot.
So let's jump ahead.
Use my content. Even when Rage Potato does her Friday live streams, she has to play me in the background. Like, you guys are stupid. Like, cut off your nose to spite your face. Do it. Like I said, I'll get a job. I don't care.
Then do it then if you don't care. Go get a job right now.
Thanks, No Name. Have a good one. Thank you.
I mean, talk the talk and walk the walk. Go get a job. That would make excellent content. You know that? That would be amazing. Can you imagine? That could be a whole new series on Chantal's channel. Like spoiled, entitled, bratty, adult baby YouTuber Chantal Marie. And the new series is she gets introduced to doing ordinary jobs. Like this person sat on her butt for 8 years and getting a taste of the really real world after 8 years. And let's see how she deals with it. And every day it's a different job. Like working as a waitress, working behind a counter, just doing all kinds of different stuff. That would be a heck of a series to put together.
So much again.
Stop with the cabinet.
Racist Just and sanctimonious. They're all stupid, and they all have big undertones of Islamophobia when they talk.
No, not really. You like to say that, but it's not true.
Those microaggressions you talk about that you accuse me of, you all have them too. So it's funny that you think that Kuwait is going to care. Kuwaitans have a lot. I have nothing but love for Kuwaiti people. I love the country.
How can you sit, Chantal? How can you sit there and say you love Kuwaiti people, you love Kuwait, at the same time you disrespect the Kuwaiti people by putting them on camera without their consent, filming kids, taking your shahada, but also doing haram things on camera, the smoking, the cursing, the gossiping, the raging, using the profanity, coming on camera unclean, just being hateful. How is any of that showing respect?
Talk bad about it ever, but you think they're going to care that I'm defending myself against a bunch of idiotic Islamophobic morons in another country? They're not going to give a shit.
Reverted Muslim woman using bad language.
And like I said, okay, deportation bees, I'll live. I don't like whatever.
You know what, Chantal? You really should be very careful what you say, because you know, you may not know this, but you might be manifesting something right now. You may not be thinking about what you're doing, but you could be like putting that energy out into the universe, because you're saying it over and over. Deport me, deport me, deport me. I want you to deport me. You're kind of sort of like putting the energy out there. This is what you want. And remember the last time you did that, when you were in Cuba and you were literally crying and saying, I've got so much money and I hate money. I hate money so much. What happened? You ended up losing all your money. And now here you are saying out loud, passionately saying, deport me. Come on, deport me. I don't care. Deport me. You might be inviting for things to happen by putting that energy out into the universe.
Yeah, exactly. We are happy. I'm sure that they thought that our little hiccup with whatever happened with the online bullshit was the end of our relationship, and they were imagine celebrating that. Imagine that being your past.
Booger,
Come
here.
No. We're better than ever, baby. Anyway. Hey, Vampira.
Ow. Ow.
We can't believe you would go, be together after that. Oh, okay, well, I can't believe that.
Sorry, guys. My cat she's being a booger. Come here. Come here. She likes to do that. She likes to walk up and claw at me and then run off, so I'll chase her. Booger, come here. She wants me to play with her. Where's your ball? Can you find your ball for me? Where's your little ball that you play with? Cat. She's in a playful stage right now.
The squishy scissor sisters would be together after. Have you seen the hate they had for each other before they were married, before they were together? You know, you always say, you come for my kids. Okay, my wife first. I really remember that. I used to calling you out again something about never praying Juma at the mosque. You want to be a good Muslim? have several seats. Please, all day is harass and backbite and gossip and hate. Please, self-righteous. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna take any moral advice from you. Bailey, yeah, I can handle it. I'm not deterred. Hey, no. Anyway, she's still talking to herself. That's really sad. I honestly don't get any mentions since I blocked them all the mentions from the idiots. So have fun talking to yourselves. Nobody cares, at least not over here.
You know, it's funny she talks about blocking people at the same time she seeks out the reactors. She seeks out their Twitter accounts, she seeks out their channels, their comment sections, and she'll sit there and she'll lurk in the live chat. So tell me exactly how that blocking thing is working for you.
I don't have to go to the mosque. Women can pray in the home. I don't have to. And how much crappy community she tags my mods every day, right? Girl. I shut her off so I don't get her notifications. Nice teardrop. It's between me exactly. Who cares? I love how they kiss your Azzy and then call you out when they fall out with you. And they don't stop. They go on and contradict themselves. Like, now I'm an animal abuser. Or now I'm being hashtag as animal. Dude, who cares? Go for it. Nobody cares.
I'm getting a sense of deja vu because this was the exact same attitude and arrogance that she had last year. And then she got put on ice for about a week. Her mouth caused her to get in trouble. And here we are again, almost a year later.
Right, I'm an animal abuser. Okay. Like, say it means so. Milky always pissed me off when she came for your hair when she wears a wig too. Right? Right? Please. Exactly, Tahila. Ex-Beezers and fans, yeah.
We done here.
We're not watching on the big screen what they're saying about us. We watch movies.
Oh, look at you. Y'all see this? Proof that the Beezers are lurking where they shouldn't be. So Chantal's not the only one that goes into other people's streams. The Beezers do too. Chantal's bulging eyeball says, there's a weird tarot reactor that swears you still send Stonehenge teeth and Dee Dee money. Yep, that would be me. That's because that's what the cards tell me. She still sends him money. And she's been very obvious about that. Very obvious. I mean, if they were not in cahoots, why is it on the same flippin' day that she did the Stuck in the Elevator live? If you go on Natter's channel, he did a video or a live saying we did good, talking about buying $100 in groceries on the day of her payday. How coincidence? Maybe. But if that is a coincidence, why is it that Natter is going after people that react to Chantal's content? I thought those two were mortal enemies, right? So why is he going after people who are reacting to her if he allegedly hates her? Make that make sense. So yeah, they're still in cahoots. And let's add another part to that. Nader is someone that if he does something for somebody, he's a lot like Chantal. He's going to get something out of it. So what could he possibly get out of Chantal? Money. If she says, hey, Nader, do this for me and I'll throw you whatever he would do it. If you do this, this, and this for me, I'll pay you this much. He's as money motivated as she is. He don't do things for free because he cares about her, because he's so in love with her. He's not in love with her. He's in love with her money. So he ain't going to do nothing unless he's going to get that. Or he is getting that. So yeah, I said it. I do swear by it. I'll stand on business. She's sending him money. And that's part of the reason why she's stressed all the way out. Because she's trying to have her cake and eat it too. She wants Salah around. She wants Nader around. She did too many expenses and not enough money coming in the door. She puts the pressure on herself when she could easily cut the dead wood, simplify things, and relax. She is stressing herself out, and her body cannot take much more. Her body is saying, we can't do this. We can't go 100 miles an hour. You're trying to make us go 100 miles an hour, and we're not built like that. We can't do that anymore. We've got 400 extra pounds of flesh or fat on us that prevent us from going full speed. You are pushing us to the max, lady. Calm down. So yeah, I said it. Chantal's bulging eyeball. I did say it. And why is Nader going after people reacting to her? You figured that out.
He's together. We're cuddling. We're doing other things. Whatever. You know, we're not doing what those idiots do. So then, yeah, then longer than we've been together. Really interesting. I'd say the ratio is not fair. No, I think you're wrong. But go suck their ass and get out of here. Visa or get out. So yeah, anyways, we'll let you two be the judge of that. What's funny is none of them have content before they used to bees, and as soon as they fall out with you, they become all of a sudden content creators and content that's exclusively me. I know they don't feel embarrassed about that, how pathetic they are. I saw a channel, I won't say the name. There's a few of them. They're like, my first Foodie Beauty reaction, 2 views. Good luck.
Oh, this person. So this person, is it Taya? Says, I will create a reaction channel to react to their reactions and destroy them all. I can be extremely mean. Go for it. But let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. You're talking all tough. Let's see what you got.
But they can talk about me. You know why? Because they do that. But I don't. Because I don't like to live my channel. It's not about that. Like, I don't need to rely on that for content, you know? Sucker for a rage. Pretty hard. You made me laugh pretty hard. Your entire existence on YouTube is a walking TOS. You really want to play that game? You really want to? Okay. Okay. All right. You can threaten me all you want with deportation. You can threaten me all you want with channel down. You're not going to face me. So just mean to ourselves names. Mary's unfortunate looking. Scammy. Exactly. I never talk about people unless they give me a reason. Exactly. The amount they put into, I know. And what are you going to do? Pull up? Go for it. Do it. Like, okay. But yeah, you're scared of me and reporting me to YouTube that I say nasty things about you. All right. Well, we'll see about that. Naomi, right? Like as if they're gonna care about what somebody in the US is spewing all this disgusting things about me. You know, like
Yeah, that's, you know what, Chantal? You talk about going after people, taking people to court, suing, all this other nonsense garbage. Because there's so many reaction channels, clip channels, archive channels, we all live in different areas. Like, I don't see how you could go after all of us, you know? I don't, financially, I don't think you can go after everybody. Like, it would take up all your time. And you would have to come back to the Western world to do going to court, you know? So it was like, what is the point of going after people if you can't go all the way and pursue it?
it's friggin' laughable. If Scabba met you in real life, she would say, I'm your biggest fan, Chantal, and I'm so pathetic to be hateful just to get your attention. Let's take a selfie. Yeah, right. Yeah, right, babe. They're gonna grow up exactly. That's why I ever talk about the parenting. Okay? I'm sure
Chantal, you've never had a child. You've never been a parent to a human child. You've had your pets, sure, but you've never had a human child. And to be quite frank, you don't strike me as good mother material. And I say that because you don't have the patience and you don't have the temperament. You're very impatient. You would be the kind of mom that you would be jealous of your own kids. You would be irritable, angry, resentful. You would be that mother, if you had a baby, that you would drop the kids or kid off with your mom and let mom take care of it so you can go out and do what you wanted to do. And that's why I find it ridiculous and laughable that you talk about other people's parenting when you've never been a parent. You're not even a good guardian to animals. You know, like the pets that you've had, you didn't take good care of them. You're not taking good care of Julia. Yet here you are trying to point your finger and be an authority for other people that are actually parents. And you, as a woman, you growing up, something happened. Something happened. You grew up without structure. You grew up without discipline. Like they just let you go wild. And it shows. It shows that you had no home training, no home discipline. Like when you were brought up with no respect for authority, no respect for your elders. You're a spoiled brat even now. But you, as a big spoiled baby, have nothing to say about actual parents.
Whatever. She might feed her kids, clothe her kids, provide for her kids.
And you're over there saying, oh, she won't bring her kids on camera because she's a coward. No, that's called being a good mom. That you care for your children. You love your children. You're not going to bring your children on camera where they do not belong. A mama bear will protect her cubs. And she will do so fiercely. She loves her kids, and she's not going to put them on camera where hateful people like you are going to have something to say. I think that's admirable not to put the kids on camera. As much as you cry and beg to see FFG, to see Yaba's kids, you are not entitled to those things. You're not entitled. And as a reactor, as a creator, FFG and Yaba, they have the right to say, I'm only going to show people so much of myself and my life. And then other things nobody's ever going to see, nobody's ever going to know. You overshare. You don't keep things private. But other people feel differently and they move differently. And that just makes you angry because the only reason why you want to see those things is to ridicule. You want to be cruel. You want to be nasty. You're looking for new ways to be nasty. And they recognize that. And that's exactly why they're not doing what you want them to do.
But like bullying starts with the parents. Teaching your kids to be a bully is horrible.
So how would you explain what happened to you? You're a bully. Are you saying that it's Shmi's fault that you're a bully? Is that what you're indirectly saying? Because you grew up into being a manipulating, lying sack of crap who is also a bully. So are you saying, Chantal, that bullying starts at home and it starts with your family? Because that's what you're saying. So if you're a bully, are you pointing the finger at your mom?
Like, it's just horrible.
I hope you're listening, Shmi. She's blaming you for her bullying ways.
It's not Chantal Yaba's audience hates. It's the false version Scabs tells them. Exactly. And they believe everything. She doesn't have a license. She's not married. She's a liar. What? Where's your proof? I'm waiting. Legit proof, not just Google. You don't have a situation. How over you don't know. Like, I'm not stupid. I wouldn't drive here illegally.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would. Chantal, when you were in Canada, you were doing things in driving you shouldn't have done. You were driving intoxicated. You were running over curbs and you were running at the police station. You hit another car and then you took off. You hit somebody's car with your car and then you took off. Hit and run. Running over small animals. Getting high while you were driving. So if you were in Canada doing things illegally while you were driving in your home country, yeah, you're going to do the same thing in Kuwait because, creature of habit that you are, rule breaker that you are. Why would you change? Why would you change? We watched you. You were breaking laws while you were driving, taking your hands off the wheel, live stream going. You weren't paying attention. You're lucky you didn't get into an accident.
When I know how dumb you people are and would report it, like no. Yeah, Aurora, I hope so. Why do they care so much? They just try anything because no.
Now it's personal. How is it personal? How is watching somebody in another country break laws, put themselves at risk, put other people at risk? How is that personal? Why is it not just a case of we're watching somebody drive recklessly, break laws, and as law abiding citizens, we recognize that and we don't want this person on the road hurting people or potentially hurting people, which could happen. It could lead to a tragedy. Why can't it just be that? Why can't it just be that? It's not personal, Chantal. It is other people looking at you. You're choosing to broadcast yourself and you are doing dangerous driving. You're choosing to do it. You're turning on your camera to do it, and you shouldn't be doing it.
Come for them in their real life. They don't like that there's now channels reacting to them, like Yo Mama gaining ground, pointing out their hypocrisies, pointing out how shit they are. Meanwhile, they sit on their high horse and, just spew the most ridiculous things for views and attention. They don't like that. High school mean girls, exactly. And they're adults with kids. So how are you going to shape the moral well-being of a young child when you don't have any morality yourself and you're a huge bully? Like, they literally said they will take out Chantal so they can retro react. Yeah, let's see how well your retro reacts do for after the long. You think people are not going to get sick of watching the same crap? Please.
But it's not the same crap. That's the irony of it all. You being in Kuwait, sitting in that living room, smoking the shisha, eating the same bland fast food, that is essentially the same crap over and over, versus the crackhead Olympics era when everything was different. No two streams looked the same. They were all different. That's what made them interesting. This is the same. This right here, right now, this was the same. This is the same. That's why people are bored.
That's not true, Tahila. You can have diabetes and live here. They have so many diabetes clinics. Are you kidding? That's so ridiculous. I guess as I'm here in a health system, right? So you can't have diabetes. They don't ask you to do a diabetes test before you become a resident. They don't. So I'm literally 23 and cringe at it. It's just so sad. Imagine living obsessing over someone else's life just to hate them. Hate is not good. Exactly. Yeah. They talk about me croaking for my health issues or whatever on live stream. No, it's not true, Volpe. Exactly. Yeah, it's not true. They don't give you, what's your blood sugar? They don't care. They know Chantal feeds their kids, puts a roof over their heads, and gets their juices flowing at night with her pajamas. Ew. I own you for that reason alone. And your audience will always just be my rejected haters. Who cares? Good for you. You know? I do different content. I have the ability to build a new audience. That's why I have way more subscribers than you. Imagine a country testing your sugars to exclude you for being too sweet. Sorry, you have health issues. You have to be in perfect health, right, to live here. Okay.
Surprise.
Oh my goodness.
No, go away, Salah.
Oh, you people.
Okay, let's cut out the animal content, animal deflection.
Yeah, exactly. If you live here, wrinkled wiener, which Salah does, and I do, you cannot live together unless you're married.
That's why the two of you don't live together. That's why he doesn't stay there and you live alone. And you're always hearing the door open and close because he doesn't stay there. Not all the time.
Especially in this building. So.
Uh-oh. Nope. Nope. He's about to get into Crazy Frog. I am not having it. We're done. So, that's it, y'all. We're going to cut this off. And my camera's glitching for some reason. We got to fix that. So, hope you guys have enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.